Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Naruto is banished from Konoha and rebuilds Yaza part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. Naruto and Sasuke have just finished their epic battle, with Sasuke coming out the winner only because Naruto didn't want to kill him. Of course, Sasuke had no problems with killing Naruto and shoved a Chidori through Naruto's chest, barely missing his heart. Sasuke looks down at Naruto, whose badly beaten and bloody body is barely moving, and hisses, "Don't come after me again, and next time I will kill you." Sasuke then runs off. A short while later, Kakashi arrives. He first sees the devastation of the surrounding area. Next, he sees Naruto unconscious in the water face down. He quickly rushes over and pulls him up. As he does so, he checks unconscious boy for breathing and a pulse. He feels a faint beat in the wounded boy's neck, but it's weak and faint, as is the shallow and slow rise and fall of his chest. He then sees the hole in Naruto's chest. Sasuke had used the Chidori, an A-rank technique whose only reason for being is to kill, on Naruto. Kakashi quickly picks up Naruto and carries him back to Konoha as fast as he dare go. He constantly checks Naruto's condition. His ability to heal was working, but it seemed that it was somehow impaired. Kakashi realizes that the boy could still die, so he picks up the pace. He arrives back in Konoha and rushes to the hospital, only stopping to ask one of the guards to inform the Hokage. Tsunade quickly enters the hospital and sees Kakashi holding Naruto. She tells Kakashi to follow her and leads him to a room where she starts working on Naruto. A short time later, she's joined by a worried Shizen. After several hours, Shizen leaves the room. She sees Kakashi outside in the hallway with the rest of the Konoha 11 there as well. The ones that are okay to move, that is. Choji, Lee and Niji are still in the hospital, too injured to move. Kakashi looks up at the Hokage's assistant. "Shizen, how is he?" Shizen smiles tiredly at the one-eyed Jonin. "It was touch and go nearly the whole time we were working on him. Sasuke's move, the Chidori as you called it, barely missed his heart, but he'll be fine after a lot of rest." Sakura then speaks up without thinking or considering the circumstances and stating, "What of Sasuke-kun?" Pretty much everyone glares at her for that comment. Kakashi finally speaks, though his voice was tight and barely restrained. "There was too much destruction in the area where he and Naruto fought. There also was no sight of Sasuke anywhere. But Sakura, with Naruto this badly hurt, I'd say Sasuke left on his own free will." Sakura then speaks somewhat in denial. "So they tried to kill each other? I asked Naruto to bring Sasuke-kun back to me, not try to kill him." Everyone looks at her in surprise, some with disgust, Shikamaru, Kiba, Hinata, showing in their eyes, and she's startled somewhat by their anger. "What? He tried to kill Sasuke-kun?" Kiba scoffs. "No doubt Naruto tried reasoning with that bastard and he wouldn't listen, and what did it get him? A Chidori to the chest, that's what." Shikamaru nods in agreement. "Naruto, he only probably stopped because he promised you he'd bring Sasuke back. Knowing him, he probably held back his power, wanting to bring that traitor back alive. Man, this mission was such a farce. For years Sasuke's made his intentions known to anyone that listened. He wants nothing but power, and betrayed the Leaf to do it. He's nothing but a traitor, and this village needs to realize that their prince is nothing but a traitor. Having said that, I have a bad feeling of what's going to happen to Naruto." Ino looks at Shikamaru in confusion. "What do you mean?" Shikamaru rolls his eyes. "Simple, their prince fought Naruto, and although Naruto almost died, all they're going to think is that their precious prince was almost killed. So, instead of marking the Uchiha as a missing nin, they'll take the easy way out of this mess. They will want either Naruto's head or banishment for his supposed mistreatment of their oh-so-noble Uchiha." Everyone is shocked, but after thinking they admit it's probably true. They all don't like it. A few like Hinata glare at Sakura, knowing this is all her fault. Some of the others are thinking along the same lines. Kakashi, who heard what Shikamaru had said, fears that judgment may come to pass, as does Shizen. Several days later, and Naruto finally wakes up. As he looks up, he groans, "Crap, here again. I hate this place." He looks around the room, noting that it was completely empty. Sighing in resignation, he shrugs his shoulders. No surprises here. Just then the door opens and in comes Tsunade. As she enters, she sees that Naruto is awake. At first she's happy, then she remembers what will happen now he's awake. "So, you're awake?" Naruto nods stiffly. "How long have I been out, Bachan?" Tsunade lets it drop this time, probably the last time she will hear it. As she sighs, "Get dressed, Naruto, and follow me, we need to talk in my office." Naruto nods and noticed she looked shattered and sad. He puts on his trousers and jacket. It seems that they cut his t-shirt to shreds, or the Chidori did. He zips up his coat, and as he leaves the room he sees an ANBU squad and they're all staring at him. As he starts walking, he glances over his shoulder and finds them following him. He continues looking over his shoulder. "Is there a reason you're following me?" One of them nods slowly. "Yes, to make sure you visit the Hokage." Naruto just shrugs with a care, "Whatever." He arrives at the door and the ANBU captain knocks before he opens the door and ushers, more like pushes, Naruto inside. Naruto looks at Tsunade sitting stiffly at her desk. "What's up, Bachan?" She sighs in sadness and resignation that she had failed one of her own. "Sit down, please, Naruto." Naruto seems confused. "No Gaki, but my name? Wow, something bad must have happened." Naruto sits down and Tsunade sighs again. "I'll get straight to the point. The council found out about your battle against Sasuke and they were not pleased. They think you went there with the intention of killing Sasuke. Naruto is shocked. But I didn't. I tried talking to him, even begged him to return for Sakura-chan's sake, but he wouldn't have it. He tried killing me. What did they expect me to do? Let him kill me? I almost died out there. Did they even see? Oh wait, what am I talking about? They're probably pissed I survived. Tsunade sighs. It is true the council doesn't like you. That claim was stopped. But a new vote was done, and I'm afraid the vote was unanimous. Naruto Uzumaki, from this moment on you are banished from Konoha, never to step in these lands again under pain of death. Hand over your headband. Naruto is stunned, but deep down he knew this could eventually happen. He stands up and takes off his headband before dropping it on her desktop with a dull clang that echoed in the silent office. Is that all, Hokage-sama? He asked in a near whisper. Tsunade nods, but inside she's crying. She would like tell him that for days she's been trying to get them to change their minds, but what would be the point? Naruto turns slowly and walks to the door without saying a word, not even looking back once. When he opens the door, the A and B are all staring at him, but he hardly cares. He leaves the Hokage tower and heads to his home. He sees more glares than usual from everyone, but he hardly cares. As he gets to his apartment, he sees Kakashi there. Naruto looks up. Here to see me off, Kakashi-sensei? Or are you here to drag me out? Wouldn't put it past you. It's not as if you were ever a good sensei to me. Naruto doesn't wait for a reply, and if there was one he never heard it. He steps up to his door, which has been kicked in, like he cares anymore. He sees his apartment is trashed. No surprise there either. He just heads into his room. He sees his wardrobe is open and his clothes have all been slashed. He can even smell urine on them. At this point he's beyond caring. He goes to his bed and sits down until he hears Kakashi approach. Kakashi sighs as he loses himself in his thoughts. Sensei, I've now not only failed you and our team, but I've failed your son, my little brother as well. Kushina Oka-chan will never forgive me now. Sensei, I'm sorry. Looking at Naruto, Kakashi locks his emotions away before he speaks to his student and little brother in a cold voice. I'm sorry, Naruto, but you have to leave now, so please get what you need. Naruto scoffs and gets off the bed and lifts up several floorboards and pulls out 2 bags. One is full of money, not that Kakashi needs to know. The other contains items he's bought on his travels, again not that Kakashi needs to know. He puts the bags over his shoulders and walks past Kakashi without saying a word. The walk to the main gates is quiet, and Naruto's glad. He has nothing to say to him anyway. He finally arrives at the gate and finds that nobody is there. Not that he expected anyone to be there anyway, all kept hush-hush from his friends. He gets to the gate, and Kakashi just walks away without saying a word or giving him a final glance. Naruto strangely is hurt by that but chooses to ignore it. He gets to the gate and sees Izumo and Kotetsu. Naruto likes those two. They see him as he approaches. Kotetsu sighs heavily. Sad to see you go, Naruto. Your pranks were funny as hell. It's going to be pretty dull around here. Izumo nods in agreement. Yeah, banishment for trying to bring back a traitor. That's harsh. Heard he almost killed you. Naruto nods in return. Yeah, shoved a Chidori into my chest that our sensei taught him. How's that for ironic? Well, I hope to be seeing you guys again one day, Kami willing and the creeks don't rise. You two were pretty cool in my opinion, so catch you later. Kotetsu sighs. What you planning to do? Naruto shrugs. Travel, I guess. Haven't really thought about it yet. Well, I better go. Probably got a time limit before they execute me for being here too long. Izumo sighs. This really is a harsh punishment to do to you. Well, good luck, Naruto. Kotetsu nods. Yeah, good luck. Hey. Almost forgot, we got you something. He passes Naruto a scroll. It's got food in it. When we found out what they did to you, we went and got you as much food and water that would fit in that scroll. Should last you about a week or so. Naruto takes the scroll, touched that the gate guards would think about him in such a way. Thanks, guys, was all he could get out before his voice cracked with emotion. They both shake his hand before he turns around and leaves. He doesn't even bother to turn around for one last look, just climbs up a tree and jumps away. Konohagakure. It's been 2 days since Naruto's banishment, and the streets are celebrating parties all day long. The Konoha 9 are not celebrating though, they're all still in shock and in some cases more than pissed off. Shikamaru won't talk to his dad, he just glares at him. Most of the others are the same. Other than Tenten, of course. She has no parents to glare at, but still, she's angry with the villagers. They're all together now as there are no missions. For the first hour, not a word was spoken. They look around and see all the villagers laughing and celebrating like there was something good to celebrate about. None of them know about the Kyuubi being sealed in Naruto. They watch the villagers and shake their heads. Then Kiba speaks up. This is messed up. We've just lost a friend and those damn idiots are all over the village celebrating. I just want to bash some of their heads in. Shikamaru sighs. Our parents seem to be the same. I can't even look at my dad right now, let alone speak to him. I guess I was right though, it's troublesome. Choji sighs as well. At least they banished him and didn't kill him. Everyone nods at that. Then Tenten sighs. So where do you think he'll go? He's still only 12 and it's dangerous out there all by himself. Sakura eventually speaks up. A lot of the 9 have ignored her lately for her comments concerning Naruto. He might visit Tazuna in Wave Country. He did say he would return to visit then. Well, there's Gaara, maybe he'll visit Suna to see his friend over there. They all nod as Lee speaks and not too loudly. Still though, He's only one person. What if he gets attacked by missing nins? He can take on Genin and maybe most Chunin, but what if he comes up against a Jonin-level missing nin? They all nod at that, but there is little they can do. They're all sad at his banishment. Some more than others, the ones who weren't really nice to him like Sakura and Ino. Sakura at first was unsure of her feelings towards the situation. Her parents were over the moon and at first, she was too because he had hurt Sasuke-kun. But then she realized that Sasuke-kun probably wouldn't have listened to reason no matter who was talking, and he did almost kill Naruto. After lots of thought she realized something. She realized that she'd never want Naruto banished. Meanwhile, Naruto's been walking for 2 days but not really heading to a specific place until he reached a bridge. He stops upon seeing his name and grins. It's the first time he's done that in days. They named it after me, huh? Wow, that's cool. Suck on that, everyone. A bridge was named after me. He's about to walk off when he remembered he said he would return. Well, he has nothing better to do. He crosses the bridge that he helped guard and smiles again as he keeps on walking until he sees someone he recognizes. He grins wider and approaches her. Excuse me, Mrs.? Tsunami turns around. Yes? What can I, Naruto? Why, this is a nice surprise. Naruto nods. Yeah, told you I'd come back. She smiles. Are you with your team? Naruto shakes his head. No, a lot has happened since we came here. She then notices he isn't wearing his headband and notices he's not his hyperactive self. Come on, Naruto, I'll make you some tea and we can talk about what's happened. Naruto nods. Do you want help with those? She smiles at his offer. Why not? She passes him one of the bags and they talk on the way, but not about Naruto, more about Wave Country. It's prospered since Gato's downfall. The walk doesn't take long, but Naruto is shocked when she takes him to a massive house. As she sees his shock, she chuckles. They made Tazuna the mayor after the bridge was built. Naruto smiles. That's cool. She nods. Yeah, it is. Come on in. She steps inside and Naruto follows her, and they put the groceries away and she makes some tea. Just as they're about to start, the door opens and in comes Inari and Tazuna. They walk into the kitchen and see Naruto. Inari grins. Naruto Onaizen. Naruto smiles. Hey Inari, man, you've grown up. Tazuna smiles. It's good to see you, Naruto. Where is your team? At that, Naruto's smile drops. You might as well sit down. They all sit down and Naruto tells them what happened. They're all shocked. Inari is angry though, treating his Onaizen this way. Tsunami sighs. So what are you going to do, Naruto? Naruto shrugs. Not sure really. Travel, I guess. Maybe visit Suna and Gaara. After that? I really have no idea. She nods and Tazuna sighs. I can't believe they would do that. Sasuke made his choice. It seems to me they just used any excuse to get rid of you. Naruto nods. Yeah, probably. Tazuna nods. Well, while you're here, you up for a mission? There's been bandits trying to set up a toll on the bridge. I was going to request that Konoha deal with it, but with this I think I'll not rely on them anymore. So, you up for it? I can pay and you can stay here for a while. There's a boat leaving in 2 weeks and it's traveling to the border of Suna. Naruto nods. Yeah, that would be fine. So tell me about this mission. Tsunami stands up and motions to her son. Come, Inari, let these two discuss the mission. Inari nods. See you soon, Naruto Onaizen. Naruto nods back and turns to Tazuna to discuss the mission. 2 weeks later, Naruto has just woken up. The mission against the bandits was almost too easy enough that Naruto and 50 clones dealt with all the bandits in 10 minutes flat. Caught them all unaware and drunk. While he did have to kill a few of them, most were just knocked out, and they were taken away later on. Today is the day he leaves the land of waves. He's promised to come back again but isn't sure when. He gets a hug from Tsunami, who's packed him several lunches which he stored in scrolls. He's also bought some new clothes he finally got out of those orange monstrosities for 2 reasons. One, Tsunami finally got it through Naruto's thick skull that it would do him more harm than good, even more so now he's literally all alone. The second reason is he wanted to change who he is. People from Konoha know him as wearing bright orange, and he wants nothing to do with Konoha anymore. They banished him, so why should he care? He only really cares about the Ichirakus. It seems that in the end, Tsunade's friendship was all false. Little did he know she really did care but was holding in her tears for the person she saw as a son. Naruto got another big hug from Tsunami which left a blush on his face and a smirking Tazuna. He had a handshake from Tazuna and a hug from Inari. He then continued his journey, arriving at the port, and boarded the boat. It took just 2 days to get to the border and Naruto helped out on the boat. It was a fishing boat after all, so he helped them fish. He actually rather enjoyed it if he's honest. When he said goodbye, the captain was sad to see him go. Naruto continued his journey, stopping off to get some clothes for the sand, a hood, and some looser clothes. He then continued the journey. On the way he got attacked by bandits. They picked a bad day to attack him though, because his water had just run out and he was cranky. When the 50 bandits demanded Naruto hand over everything he had, he created 500 clones and left the clones to deal with the bandits, and to search them for water, if there was none to dispel, but if there was to follow him. One clone returned with over 25 water flasks. Definitely a bad day for the bandits. He had to enter a cave one night to get out of a sandstorm which totally sucked. He finally arrived at Suna. 2 days later he was stopped at the gates. The guard looks at Naruto. What is your business, traveler? Naruto smiles. Come to visit a friend, Gaara. The guard looks at Naruto. You know Gaara? Naruto nods. Yeah, we met at the Chunin exams. The guard sighs. A bad day for us, that, tricked by Orochimaru. Can I ask who you are? Naruto sighs, trying to keep a low profile. Just say Whiskers is here to see Gaara. Whiskers? Naruto nods. Yeah, he should get who I am. From that, the guard nods in return. I will get someone to inform him. Did it take you long to get here? A few days. Would have been here 2 days ago but got stuck in a sandstorm. Man, they suck. The guard chuckles. I'm sure they do. Okay, wait right here. Naruto nods and sits down to wait. After a few minutes, he hears a female voice speaking to the guard he spoke to, then hears footsteps which stop next to him. He then hears the voice. Why do you want to speak to Gaara? Naruto looks up and smiles. Hey Temari, long time no see. Naruto? What are you doing here? She helps him up and he brushes himself off. A long story. Man, walking across that desert sucks. How do you do it? She grins. Practice. Hey, are you hungry? Naruto nods. Yeah. She nods. Well then, come on. Gaara will be happy to see you. Wait. Are you here alone? Naruto nods. Long story, remember. She nods, of course. They walk to the Sabako compound and when they enter, Gaara is sitting down but is surprised to see Naruto following Temari inside. Naruto, what are you doing here? Naruto grins. Can't a friend visit a friend? Gaara nods. Of course, have a seat. Naruto takes off the cloak and hood and they notice not only no orange clothes but no leaf headband. Naruto notices and smiles. A few minutes later, Temari comes back with sandwiches and tea. By then Kankuro has joined them. They quickly eat, then Naruto sighs. Okay, long story short, I was banished. Naruto watched the 3 sand siblings as they took in what Naruto just told them. They all seem shocked but Gaara seems the most pissed. Why would they banish you? Their prince, as you call him, betrayed them. Did they expect you to just roll over and die if he thought back? Naruto nods. Pretty much it seems. Temari sighs. They're idiots to banish someone with potential after all you did for them during the invasion. You risked your life to take on my brother to protect that worthless village for Kami's sake. Naruto shrugs. Maybe you're right. Still, with their fear of me for holding the Kyuubi, they jumped at the chance to get rid of me. She nods as Kankuro speaks up. So what now? What are you going to do? Naruto shrugs. Not really sure. Continue wondering, I suppose. I'll find a place to call home soon. Gaara thinks over what his first and only friend is saying before voicing his concern. Will you be okay? Even you know, one person alone out there is not an easy thing. Naruto shrugs, unconcerned. Clone army, remember? I'll be fine. Is it okay if I visit the library though, just to chill for a while? Gaara nods. I don't see why not. You can stay here too. No point in living at a hotel when you're my friend, so stay here, okay? Naruto smiles. Thanks guys, I'd like that. Temari smiles as well. I'll show you to the room you'll be staying in whilst you're here. Naruto nods and follows Temari while Kankuro and Gaara talk. We should so get him to join Suna, he's a good ninja, Kankuro says to his brother. He seemed a bit immature when we first met him, but this seems to have matured him up a bit. You know, the council wants you as the new Kazekage. Speak to them about it. Gaara nods in agreement. I'll think about it, but I'm not sure if he will want to, but I can ask. Just then Temari comes back in and sits down. While he put his bag down on the bed, then sat down and pretty much fell asleep. He's probably exhausted mentally and physically, so are we going to try and get him to join us? The village likes Naruto for changing you, plus he could become a great ninja. Gaara nods. That's what we were both discussing. We'll let him rest for now. There's no harm in asking. Konoha made a grave mistake in forcing out Naruto. They both agree on that. They know someone with Naruto's chakra and mantra of never giving up could be valuable to Suna, but they decide to start this tomorrow as it's getting late, so they all head off to bed. The next day Naruto wakes up. Man, I haven't slept that well in well ever. He's already dressed, so he heads downstairs and sees the 3 siblings around the table eating breakfast. Temari sees him coming and brings his breakfast over with some tea and coffee, not knowing which he likes. He sits down. Morning guys, haven't slept that good in, well, forever. Temari smiles. It's understandable, especially with the banishment. You're probably both physically and mentally exhausted. Naruto nods. Yeah, you're probably right, but even my bed back home, well, in Konoha wasn't that comfy. Kankuro grins. Aim to please. Naruto nods. So do you guys know your affinities? They all nod. Then Temari speaks. Gaara and I have the wind element. Kankuro is able to use wind, lightning, earth, and water. What about you? Naruto is shocked. Wow, that's pretty cool, Kankuro. As for myself, I have no idea, never really thought about it. Temari smiles and pulls out some paper from her robe. Here, put some chakra onto this. The paper, it will do different things depending on what your affinity is. Fire. The paper will ignite and turn to ash. If it's wind, the paper will split in 2. If it's lightning, the paper will wrinkle. If it's earth, the paper will turn to dirt and crumble away. If it's water, the paper will become wet or damp. Naruto takes the paper and puts some chakra into it, and it splits in half, then wrinkles. Temari smiles. You have wind and lighting, that's good. Naruto smiles. That's cool, I guess. Temari nods. Wait, didn't your sensei teach you all about this? Naruto scoffs. Kakashi teach us? Yeah, right. He spent all his time on the trader, taught us teamwork and tree climbing. The 3 siblings are shocked at that bit of news as Gaara sighs. His reputation does not go with what you say, but I believe you. Temari smiles. Well, we can't really teach you walking on water as we don't have that much. We could help you with some wind jutsus. We are the village that has the most users after all. Naruto smiles at Temari's offer. That would be cool. She smiles. So how about your taijutsu and ninjutsus? Naruto sighs. My taijutsu is pretty bad. Pervy Sage helped a bit over the month with my taijutsu. Oh wait. He did help me with walking on water. I was having problems with it because that freak Orochimaru put a seal on me. He also made me sign the Toad summoning contract, but I can't do it anymore. The council probably made Pervy Sage cancel the contract. Temari nods. Well, seems you learn more under this Pervy Sage than your own sensei. Who is this Pervy Sage anyway? Naruto rolls his eyes. Jiraiya the Toad Sage. All three are wide-eyed as a shocked Gaara speaks. You trained under the Toad Sannin? Naruto nods. Yeah, he helped me for my fight against Niji. I learned the walking in water and the summoning jutsu during that month. They all nod as Temari smiles. How about a friendly spar? I can see your taijutsu and maybe learn you a wind jutsu if you impress me enough. Naruto nods. Sure, why not? 2 weeks later, Temari's been spending a lot of time with Naruto, helping him with his taijutsu and helping him learn some wind jutsus after asking Baki, of course, who was okay with it. Also during this time, Gaara was talking to the council about Naruto. He told them about Naruto's banishment, but told them to keep his name a secret, which they agreed to. The next subject was also Naruto, and about letting him join the ranks. They said they would discuss it and get back to him with an answer. During this time, Temari also suggested he read up on information. With being unaffiliated, it would be a good idea to know the names and places of everywhere. Whilst he's looking through one of the books whilst Temari's reading another, he happens to come across something surprising and a place he could call home. He's reading carefully when Temari looks up. She's noticed he's been letting his clones read at first, which she thought was pointless until he told her of its special ability to regain everything it read. All that knowledge is returned to him when it dispels, he told her. She was shocked and amazed at that ability. It would cut down the training time. With his large chakra, he could learn to do jutsus that some people took months, maybe years to learn, and he could learn it in hours or days. But now he's reading a book word for word, so she puts her book down and stands up and looks over Naruto's shoulder. Naruto is shocked. There was a village, now destroyed, called Uzushio in Fire Country. It once held a mighty clan long since destroyed. He thought that was interesting until he turned the page and found out the clan was the Uzumaki clan. I'm from a clan. Temari has also read that and is shocked as well. I wonder if Naruto's the last of the clan? Naruto smiles broadly. I think I've found my next destination. He looks up. Oh hey Temari, how long have you been there? She smiles. Not long. I'd heard of the Whirlpool village and that it was destroyed. I didn't know there was a clan there, and the Uzumaki clan at that. Wait a sec, I'll be right back. She walks off and he continues reading. Then she comes back and sits next to him with a large book. He looks at the cover and sees it's a book about clans. She finds the page and opens it, and they both read it. They're both amazed. The Uzumaki clan were seal masters and very powerful, but were both respected and feared, and that ultimately resulted in their downfall. Both Naruto and Temari were sad after reading this. She closes the book. So you're going there. Do you think you'll find anything? It was destroyed years ago before you was even born? Naruto nods. Yeah, I'm going there. I have to know if there is anything there. She nods. What will you do if you find anything? Naruto shrugs. No idea. Maybe there could be other Uzumaki scattered about. Find them. Maybe try and rebuild the clan. She nods. So much for him joining us. Still, this is a worthy goal and he set his mind to it. If he finds nothing, he could always join Suna. If Gaara can get the council to say yes, that is. Naruto smiles. Seems I need to prepare. Looks like I'll have to stock up on supplies again. She nods. That would be a good idea. Gaara has told me nobody but me, Gaara, Kankuro and the council know you're actually here like you asked. It's better this way. She nods and they put all the books away and leave the library. They stop off for some food before heading back to the Sabaku compound. Naruto's all happy about his new trip, so he rushes to his room to check his supplies. Gaara and Kankuro see the happy Naruto and are confused until Temari fills them in. Gaara is shocked about Naruto being from such a prestigious clan even if it's now been destroyed, but he's sad his friend is leaving. Temari sighs. I take it the council said yes. Yes, they approved the proposal earlier today. Unlike Konoha, it seems that our council values talented ninja no matter their circumstances. Gaara informed her while hinting at Naruto and his common affliction. It may not be over though. What if he finds nothing? We could give him the choice and it's up to him to say yes or no. That is true. Say he rebuilds the clan and the village. An alliance with his village would be advantageous to us, don't you think? Yes, an alliance with Naruto's village would be not only be advantageous but a good way to strengthen ties with Fire Country without having to deal with Konoha and that band of idiots they call a council. 2 weeks later and Naruto's all stocked up and packed. He's now at the gates. The council was saddened but understand after Gaara explained why he was leaving and what could possibly happen if he rebuilds Uzushio. An alliance between them could be a bonus that all could agree on. Naruto smiles. He looks back at the Sabaku siblings and smiles. Well guys, I'm off. Gaara nods. Think on what I asked you. Of course Gaara. If I find nothing I'll return. If I do and I rebuild Uzushio an alliance with Tsunagakure, it will happen. Gaara nods and they shake hands. He gets a handshake from Kankuro and a hug, which made him blush. From Temari then he waves and then runs off and vanishes via Shunshin, which Temari taught him. It's been several days since Naruto left Tsunagakure, and he's now back in the land of fire. Luckily he's on the other side so nobody from Konohagakure will see him, hopefully. He visits the capital and asks someone about Uzushio and its exact location. A boat captain agrees to take Naruto there, telling him that it should take a few hours. Whilst on the boat Naruto watches the water and smiles. I'm going to meet my clan home, I can't wait. I know it will be mostly in ruins, but I can rebuild it. Whilst they're traveling, the captain stops next to Naruto. So what's the sudden interest in that place? It's been abandoned for years. Well, it's been abandoned longer than you've been alive, that's for sure. Naruto nods. If I find something, I'll let you know. Are you a scavenger? No, I'm an Uzumaki. I see you're visiting your former clan's home then. Didn't meet many of your clansmen, but they were a great clan. I have no idea about that. They were taken out before I was born, remember? Here, drink this. It's not sake, it's fruit juice. I don't drink on the rivers, you never know what could happen. Naruto accepts the cup and they both drink. They talk about the land of fire while mostly the captain Naruto just listens. An hour later they arrive. The captain nods. I'll be back in a few hours in case you find nothing. Thank you, Captain Mika. Naruto then jumps overboard and starts his trek up the beach. After walking for a short while he comes to a large gate. There's a broken sign above the name Uzushio can barely be seen. Naruto enters through the gate and looks around and sighs. Not much here. He starts searching the houses. Not there is many in good condition. He finds one that seems to be intact. He looks around and smiles. Seems this was the Uzukage's place. Let's take a look inside. Naruto looks inside and finds a room that must have been an armory, but it's empty. No surprise there. He does see a Hittite on the floor. He picks it up and traces a thumb over the symbol of a swirl. He ties it around his bicep and moves on. He finds some tattered books but nothing of significance, so he keeps moving until he sees a bedroom. The roof is still intact, so at least he's got a place to sleep, which is good. He then leaves the house and starts walking. He sees bones and sighs. Could they be former clansmen's bones or enemies? He turns away and keeps walking until he gets a sudden dizziness spell and clutches a wall. What the hell was that? He starts to walk again and a sudden dizziness appears again, so he stops and turns away. The dizziness goes away when he does. What was that? He asks himself as he comes to an old destroyed temple and sighs. Wonder what this place was. He puts his hand on the wall and gets a sharp stabbing feeling in his hand, so he pulls his hand back. What the hell? Damn, that hurt. He's about to move away when he hears a sound and turns back around where he placed his hand and sees the rock moving. He raises an eyebrow until it fully opens. At first he just stares at it, but he gets a sinking feeling it's telling him to go inside. He steps forward and torches come to life. It freaks him out a little, but he shrugs it off and follows the lit torches. After a minute's walk, he comes out into a dark room. He raises an eyebrow and waits until the whole room lights up and he's amazed. It's like a library down here. He grins. Now we're talking. He starts looking around. He sees taijutsu scrolls, ninjutsu, and kenjutsu scrolls as well. He also sees the Uzumaki symbol on them and grins. Must be the Uzumaki styles. Interesting, I'll master them all. He's looking around when he hears a voice. Who are you? Naruto spins around, pulling out a kunai. Who are you? He answers back. An old man materializes and smiles. I am the keeper of this temple. For you to be in here means you are an Uzumaki. That's right. My name is Naruto Uzumaki and you are? I am a hologram boy. Who are your parents? I don't know, I'm an orphan, Naruto replied softly as he looked down. That's no problem, boy. We can take a blood sample and run it through that sealed jutsu. That should tell us who your parents are, or rather were. Is that even possible? The old man chuckles. Have you forgotten who the Uzumaki were? We were seal masters. Nothing is beyond our limits. Doubt this is true, but oh well. So what do I do? You see that paper? Well, you put some blood on it, and then add some of your chakra, the paper, and I will do the rest. Naruto does as asked. Then the hologram does some hand signs and looks at the paper. The blood has written 2 names down, making the old man smile. Quite impressive parents you have, Naruto. Your mother was Kushina Uzumaki and your father was Minato Namikaze. I remember him visiting the village. He was only a boy back then. My father became the Yondaime Hokage. The old man smiles. Well, didn't he grow in stature? Do you know what this means, boy? No, sir. What does it mean, Elder Uzumaki Jiji? You are the head of the Uzumaki and the Namikaze clans. As such, you are the new wielder of the blade of the Uzumaki. You see, only the clan head wields the blade, as there is a special seal on the blade, meaning that only an Uzumaki can wield that blade. Anyone else will get a nasty shock that will paralyze them. The old man then points over to the wall. Follow me, boy, and do what I tell you, my young Lord Uzumaki. The hologram and Naruto walks over to a wall. The elder points to the wall. Place your hand there, and use blood again. Naruto does so and a hidden compartment is revealed and the elder smiles. The blade of the Uzumaki is now yours, young master Uzumaki. Wow, it's heavy. That is why you must train, and all that is here. It's now all yours, young master. Read the scrolls and become a great man. Oh, young lord, do you know what this means? Even more surprises, elder? The elder smiles. Yes, you are the new Uzukage. Naruto is shocked. Wait, is that like the Hokage? The elder nods. Yes, but that means you are the equivalent of the Hokage, but with this village it is the Uzukage. You know of the Hokage, of course, but there is also the Kazekage, the leader of Tsunagakure, the Mizukage, the leader of Kirigakure, the Reikage, the leader of Kumogakure, and the Tsuchikage, the leader of Iwagakure. As such, you must visit the capital and speak to the daimyo, as there are steps to take to be recognized as the Uzukage. The blade is but one step. There is also documentation to prove you are the rightful Uzukage, although I'd advise you to age some first. That would be wise. I guess I'm 12 now. What do you think, 16 or something? That would be ample time to learn everything. You'll have plenty of hours to read. By the time these 4 years have passed, you will hate paperwork. Who said I have to read it? The elder raises an eyebrow, but before he can say anything Naruto does some hand signs Uzukage Bunshin no Jutsu. The shadow clone jutsu, strange for someone so young such as you to have it, but you're also an Uzumaki and you hold the Kyuubi as well. Most Uzumakis learn that jutsu as well as normal Bunshin no Jutsu, but many came out almost dead. I failed the Genin exams 3 times because I couldn't make a normal clone. A traitorous idiot called Mizuki tricked me into stealing the scroll of seals and told me to learn a jutsu to pass. I learned Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, he paid the price though. I beat him senseless with over 100 clones. The elder chuckles more to fool him. Now, as well as taijutsu, kenjutsu and ninjutsu, you will also learn fuinjutsu. The Uzumakis are seal masters as you know. Given time and training so will you. Now there is a bed over there Lord Uzukage. I'd advise you get some rest while your clones can start reading. Naruto nods and the clones get to work. He then goes over to the bed and lies down. He didn't think he was that tired, but as soon as his head hits the pillow he's asleep. Several hours later Naruto wakes up. He sits up and yawns and the elder approaches him. You were very tired my Lord Uzukage. Might I suggest food? There's a kitchen over there. Now, can you cook boy? No, not really. Not to worry, I can advise you. Your clones are doing well. They've already read several books and scrolls. I advise them to go outside and train since I've taught them a seal so nobody will detect them whilst they train. Thank you, Elder Uzumaki. Not a problem, so let's get cooking, shall we? Naruto nods and for the next 30 minutes, the hologram teaches him how to cook egg sausages, bacon and beans along with some toasted bread. There are also some very flavorful drinks in the fridge. How it's all still fresh after this amount of time is amazing until the elder says that everything is sealed in a special seal that preserves everything for years and even decades. After eating, the elder then tells Naruto to sit down and explains that Uzushio will have to be rebuilt, but they will need funding. The Namake's money would work, but when Naruto informs the elder he's been banished, the elder nods. Well, there's becoming a hunter nin for a while. Do you know anyone who could help with the rebuild? Naruto thinks then smiles. Yes, I know just a man, Suna the bridge builder in Wave Country. I see. Well, I'd advise you to train for a while before visiting him. We can't have people know just yet about Uzushio. When you are older you then can inform the daimyo. Now train for a month or 2 before seeking out this Suna as you called him. I understand, Elder Sensei. Now Naruto, how do you feel about Konohagakure at the moment? Naruto is confused at that question. Well, they banished me so I don't know, but I've always been hated because of the Kyuubi. Why do you ask? When the Uzumaki clan was under attack we sent numerous messages to Konohagakure for aid. We received none and our clan was wiped out. Konohagakure are no longer friends to us. I suggest you cut ties with Konoha and demand everything back that was in the agreement. They were allies and did nothing when Uzushio needed them? I can't believe Gigi would do that. You are a young boy. Politics sometimes gets in the way of friendships, but I will drop it for now. Now on to training. Dispel some of the clones and then start your training. Summon a clone and leave him here in several hours. I will send him to get you later, and I will also start teaching you Fuinjutsu. Understood, Elder Sensei. Naruto looks around. Elder Sensei? Are there any decent clothes around here to wear? Of course, young Lord Uzukage, follow me. A few minutes later Naruto is wearing black A&BU pants with a black thin jumper with a long black trench coat. Naruto summons one clone and informs him to stay, then he leaves the hidden temple and starts training. The elder teaches the clone Naruto left meditation. Several hours later Naruto is tired when the clone comes to get him, and he starts to train in Fuinjutsu. Naruto finds out he's a natural at Fuinjutsu, but the elder tells him it's the Uzumaki genes coursing through his body. Naruto nods and continues. Several months later, Naruto wakes up. His 13th birthday was a few days ago, and it was the first that he could do what he wanted without hiding from insane villagers. The elder looks over at Naruto. So are you ready to go, Lord Uzukage? Naruto nods. Yeah, I'm ready. I've got some money saved through being a hunter nin. The elder nods. You have learned quickly, young lord, and you have been blooded. I'm pleased to say that it didn't affect you as it affects some. As long as you take no pleasure ending a life you'll be fine. That's what sets one like you apart from those that kill for the fun of it. Naruto nods in agreement. Yes, because the ones I have killed deserve to die for what they were doing. Indeed, now go and be careful, young lord. I will be careful, Elder Sensei, believe it. Naruto has already packed, so he just grabs his scrolls and leaves the temple. He seals up again before he gets into a boat with the same captain as a few months ago, and then makes his way to the Land of Waves. The Land of Waves. Naruto arrives there 2 days later. He stops at the bridge and smiles. Still can't believe they named it after me. He chuckles and starts running through the village until he makes it to the house Suna lives in. He knocks and Tsunami opens the door. As she sees Naruto she blushes as she notices what he's wearing. Why, hello Naruto-kun, come in. Why is it that every time I see you, you always looks more handsome than the last time I saw you? Naruto smirks. Good genes, I guess. Is Tazuna home? I have a big job for him if he's up for it. Tazuna hears his name mentioned from the other room. A Naruto welcome back like the look boy. Now, what's this job? Naruto begins to grin like a fox. How would you like to restore a whole village? I'll pay, of course. Time skip 2 years. Naruto looks on the newly rebuilt Uzushio. Naruto smiles as he sees everything's been rebuilt, or in the case of the Uzukage's mansion, repaired. Tazuna stands next to him along with Tsunami and Inari, who came to see the finished village. Tazuna smiles. Well, my boy, our job is done. Do you have any idea of what you're going to do with all these empty houses? You do need people to live here, and I happen to have a suggestion though. Naruto looks at Tazuna. Ask away. Tazuna nods. Well, you remember the purging years ago of the Kekai Genkais? Well, a lot of people came to Wave Country, and not just there but all over the continent trying to get away. I could ask them if they would be interested in moving here. I mean, we built a bank here and shops and a harbor. Luckily enough, many years ago I came here with my father, so when you asked if I could rebuild I jumped at the chance to do this for you. Naruto, do you like what I've done? I knew I made the right choice with asking you. This is better than I could have ever imagined, and as to your suggestion, I would be happy for them to live here. You never became the Hokage, but you are the Uzukage. When you visit the daimyo, that is. Tsunami gushed as she stared at her father's finished work. That I am, Tsunami, that I am. The time isn't right yet. But, I will visit the capital soon and maybe speak to someone about refugees and then possibly moving to my lands, so it could be sooner than I think. That in itself isn't a problem. I don't mind doing it early, although I should ask the daimyo if I do speak to him to hold off announcing me as the Uzukage for 2 years. Tazuna nods. Oh, by the way, there's a ninja academy here to rebuild the ninjas. I know they won't be Uzumakis, but Uzushio wasn't all Uzumakis. Naruto scoffs. I see. Tsunami looks at Tazuna and nods, so he sighs. I know I'm asking a lot, you Naruto, and you've helped me out a lot, but we have a problem in the land of waves. What's the problem, Tazuna? You know I'll do anything to repay you for all this. You even said I was charging too much, so I'm guessing it was a thank you of sorts. Tazuna nods. You could say that now, but this problem here has been ninja in the land of waves causing trouble. They are not ninjas of Kiri or Konoha, plus they have a base there. I get a bad vibe from them. Have you seen the headband? Inari spoke at that point. It had like a music symbol. Naruto clenches his fist on hearing that sound. What are they up to now? No problem, I'll deal with them all personally. But why didn't you speak to Konoha? Well, I cut all ties to them after you told us of your banishment, and I wasn't alone. The whole village was outraged that their hero, you, was treated the way you were. They pretty much demanded I cut ties with Konohagakure. I see. Okay, I'll leave clones here and follow you back and deal with this base. I thank you, Naruto, for your saving us again. Inari smiles. Hey, Nichan. Can I become a Uzushio ninja? Naruto looks at him, then Tsunami, who just sighs. Only if your mother says it's okay. He's been asking me this since he found out my father was rebuilding your home. I'm okay with it, but please take care of him. I would, of course, do that. Okay, let's go. The sooner we deal with this sound base, the better. Konohagakure. Sakura's walking down the street. Many things have changed for her in the last 2 years. Not only had Sasuke left, but Naruto, her other teammate, had been banished. At first she was happy, but that soon changed when her friends distanced themselves from her as they were not happy with the decision. Most still are, including herself. She regained her friendship with Ino, but it's still not fully best buddies as she would want. It does seem that the partying has died down though. She hated it. How could the village party after banishing someone? Apart from her friends, as they are now all her friends, there are others who she hears still talking about Naruto. The Ichirakus, do they miss him? So does she. Even at the hospital some of the female nurses talk about Naruto. Some of them she's even heard bad-mouthing her for how she treated Naruto years ago, and it always made her sad. Sometimes she'd act all tough, but inside she's crying. She just wants to apologize to him, but there's been no word of him in 2 years. She even heard Jiraiya was furious when he found out. Tsunade told her that the council demanded Naruto's signature be removed from the Toad contract, and Jiraiya had no choice but to do it. But that was over 2 years ago now, and he hasn't stepped foot in Konoha since. She's noticed Tsunade is sad about that, and she's still taking it badly. They had a strange relationship, sort of a mother and son or grandmother and grandson relationship. She doesn't know which. She really does miss him though. She hopes he's still alive. She hasn't even told anyone her feelings over the 2 years, but she's thought a lot about Naruto, sometimes to the point of imagining what it would have been like if she accepted one of his dates. Although she liked Sasuke-kun, she admitted Naruto wasn't ugly or anything. He had a chubby face, that's for sure, but he was pretty cute. Not that she'd tell anyone that. The land of waves. It's been a day since they returned, and Naruto and Tazuna have been discussing the problem. Naruto says he will just deal with them, but tells Tazuna to keep everyone away from the sound needs. Tazuna nods and agrees to do that. Naruto then leaves. He puts on his black devil or gargoyle hunter Nin mask. It's more like a gargoyle, Inari says. Naruto has already scouted out the base and knows the numbers. Only 50 and led by a red-headed woman, although she doesn't seem to be a bitch from what Tazuna told him. She acts polite, but she also gets angry when she sees the sound Nin bullying the locals. Tazuna also told him that the sound Nin don't respect her. Naruto arrives at the base and creates several clones. He sends them off to kill any and all the sentries. Normally Naruto would show remorse for killing, but not for sound Nin and not for bullies and rapists. He's killed a few missing Nin that had become rapists and murderers. For them, they only receive a swift death. He's in the bingo book under the gargoyle of the darkness for a reason. After a few minutes, several clones dispel and Naruto knows that all the sentries are dead. The clones have used Henji no Jutsu to replace them if anyone approaches, and if any do, they are to share the same fate as the sentries. Naruto then pulls out his sword, which proves he's the Uzukage. He's named it Fox's Bane, and he walks straight at the entrance. Several sound Nin see him. As one all they see is a black figure approaching them, and then they see the black mask and the large sword and they panic. All of them at once know he's the gargoyle of the darkness. A jonin stops them and he gulps, "Men, don't fear, he's just one man. We can take him." Just then all the clones jump down, and like Naruto approaches the group of Sound Nin. Now the jonin gulps loudly, "Shit, we're done for." The Naruto clones deal with the Sound Nins as the jonin defeats 2 clones and Naruto fights him personally. With his Taijutsu-style Uzuken, Whirling Fist, and his Kenjutsu-style Uzuryuken, Whirling Dragon Blade, he quickly cuts him down. He doesn't even stop. The jonin isn't dead and tries to attack him, but a clone impales him through his skull from behind. Naruto keeps walking into the base, cutting down any Sound Nin he sees after searching for the women. After a while he sees an office, cuts the door down and steps in. He sees the redhead. She seems paralyzed with fear after witnessing what he's done on the monitors. Naruto looks at her. You are their leader? She just nods. "I've heard they never respected you, yet you still work for that snake. Your life is forfeit. Tell me, what is your name before you die?" The woman gulps. "Shit, it's the gargoyle of the darkness. My name's is Karen Uzumaki." Naruto glares at her after hearing that name. "A member of my own clan working for that snake. She's tarnished their name enough, I see." Then Karen Uzumaki, "Know that you have tarnished the Uzumaki name by serving that snake. Know that Naruto Uzumaki, son of Kushina Uzumaki, and the new Uzukage, will take your life." Karen is shocked. "He's my cousin. I thought I was the last Uzumaki left." "Wait. Would you kill your own cousin? Cousin? It matters not, you still serve that snake." Karen starts to cry. "Please don't kill me, cousin. I thought I was the last remaining Uzumaki after my mum died. Orochimaru took me in. I know he's a cruel man and I hate what he does, but I'm serving him to stay alive." Naruto sighs. "Very well, I'm destroying this base. You can go wherever you want, as once I'm done here I'm returning home to Uzushio. But it's nothing but rubble. It's been rebuilt thanks to Suna, the bridge builder from here. Let me come with you, please, your family. The only family I have left, please, believe me, I want to help you." Naruto looks at her and takes off his mask and really looks at her. She then notices something different. He has blonde hair, not red. She also thinks he's kind of cute. "You want to follow me, Why should I allow that?" She sighs. "We're family for one. Wait. Sasuke mentioned you. Orochimaru said you were banished?" "Yes, that much is true." "What happened to your mother, Lady Kushina, my aunt?" "I never found out." "She died? How?" "I don't know how exactly." "So what about your father?" "Dead as well, died the day I was born, maybe my mother also." "So you grew up alone?" "If you're coming, pack what you want, but I'm taking this place down. You have 15 minutes before the tags go off." "Okay." "You know, Sasuke said you wore all orange. This look is much better." Naruto scowls at the traitor Uchiha's name. "Do not mention that snake, or that bastard Uchiha in my presence again. It's bad enough the first Uzukage was from that damned clan." Karen nods. "Understood, cousin." After a short wait, while Naruto sets the explosives tags that destroys the base, Karen uses a Katan Jutsu to burn all the dead bodies and they start walking. They've been walking slowly at first. They went back to Suna and he paid Naruto for his help. He was shocked to see the redhead, but more shocked to find out she is Naruto's cousin. From then on she was treated nicely. Tsunami hugged her and demanded that she look after her cousin or she would not be happy. Karen smiled and said she would protect not only her cousin but her Uzukage also. Tsunami nodded and they stayed for some food before they got on their way. Tsunami hugged both Karen and Naruto as they left. At first, they were quiet. Karen kept glancing at her cousin, so happy she had a family. She told him that stories about her mother and his mum when they were little, and that they both used to be little terrors running around pranking everyone. Naruto told her that must have been where he got his pranking ways from. They'd been walking for up to an hour when Naruto meets some people he'd rather forget, as he's still not happy with Konoha for their treatment of his clan and not helping when they needed it the most. Although personally, he holds no grudges to them. Karen, being a censor type, had informed him that there were ninjas approaching. Naruto pulls out Fox's Bane and waits for them. After a few minutes he sees them, Team 10 of Asuma Sarutobi, Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akimichi. Naruto tells her under her breath, "You know them, cousin?" "Yes." When Team 10 see him and Karen they stop. They see one guy all in black with a black mask on, with only Asuma knowing he's the gargoyle of the darkness. Ino sees him and immediately thinks he's cute, not that she can see his face. Shikamaru and Choji look up. They see the two figures, one in black with a massive sword in one hand. To Choji, the guy's creepy. Naruto looks at them all. Karen looks at him. "So who are they?" Pretending she doesn't know. Naruto smirks behind the mask. He points to Asuma Sarutobi, son of the Sandaime Hokage, Ino Yamanaka, daughter of Inoichi Yamanaka. "Seems you're growing up nicely. You always were attractive, I guess." He then points to Shikamaru Nara of the Nara clan. "The laziest bastard I've ever seen, but smart as hell, missing your cloud watching time, are we, Shika?" He then points to Choji Akimichi, always eating but a very strong clan. Team 10 are all shocked. This guy knows who they all are and such personal things about them. Karen nods. "I see we should be going. I want to see our rebuilt home." Naruto nods at her, then grabs Karen and uses Wind Shunshin to disappear. Team 10 are still shocked. They're all in deep thought, though it's actually Ino that figures it out. The voice was covered by the mask, but she knew that voice whilst the others are confused. Ino smirks. Damn, Naruto's grown-up looked like he had a nice body. Wonder who that woman was though. Shikamaru looks at Ino. That was Naruto. She just nods and the rest of Team 10 are shocked. Whilst Ino's imagining touching his body, they all start walking back and a blush comes onto Ino's face because of her perverted thoughts. She finds it strange she's thinking such dirty thoughts about Naruto, but oh well. It took a few hours for Naruto and Karen to make it back to Uzushio. Karen was amazed and cried. Her mother told her many stories of Uzushio, and Karen wished she could have seen it. Naruto and Karen walk through the village. There are now some new people in the village, refugees from Kirigakure, and some from Wave, getting away from the civil wars and the overcrowding of Wave country. They all know Naruto. They know he's the Uzukage, but he's asked them to only call him Lord Uzumaki until he officially makes it known, or just Naruto. A quite burly man walks up to Naruto. Lord Uzumaki, you're back. We heard you went to get rid of that problem in Wave country. Naruto smiles. Yes, Yukio, not much of a threat. Yukio nods. And who might this be? Lord Uzumaki. Before Naruto can reply, Karen speaks. My name is Karen Uzumaki. I'm Naruto's cousin. Yukio nods. A pleasure to meet you, Lady Uzumaki. Another Uzumaki. That is nice. How do you like the rebuilt Uzushio? Karen smiles. It's amazing. I never saw it before. My mother told me so many good things. I'm glad it's been built. Yukio nods, as do we all. He turns to Naruto. Lord Uzumaki, we have found a former academy school teacher here. She's agreed to teach any kids who wish to become ninjas. Naruto nods. Excellent. What rank was she? Yukio smiles. She was Chunin rank, but she turned away from teaching when she saw how barbaric it became in Kirigakure. Naruto nods. Understood. Have you found any blacksmiths? Yukio nods. Yes, at least 3. They have already started work. Naruto nods. Good work, Yukio. You're a ninja also, wasn't you? Yukio nods. That I was, Lord. I was a ninja of Takigakure, but I got married and gave up my rank and moved to Kirigakure. My wife wants to be trained also. She's quite a bit younger than myself. Naruto nods. That's fine. What rank was you? Yukio smiles. Jonin, Lord. Naruto nods. Good. You will help them train in your spare time, of course. Yukio nods. Of course, Lord. He nods. Lord. Lady, have a good day. He walks off. Naruto smirks. Still weird. Karen smiles. For me also, this place looks amazing. Naruto nods. Yes, more people come daily. Might have to visit the daimyo earlier than scheduled. Karen nods. I'm coming too, right? Naruto nods. Of course. She smiles. Well, show me around more. Naruto nods and they start walking. Konohagakure. Team 10 are all still in shock. Asuma never really knew Naruto that well, but Shikamaru and Choji did, and Ino, well, she knew him not that well, mind you. They make it into the Hokage Tower, and Tsunade sees them. I see your mission went well. Asuma nods. Yes, it did, Lady Hokage. It was on the way back myself, and my team came into contact with someone. Tsunade nods. I see. And who might this person be who seems to have left your whole team shocked? Asuma coughs. Naruto Uzumaki. Lady Hokage, he was accompanied by a woman. Tsunade is in shock. The Gaki's alive, thank God. No word in over 2 years. How did he look? Well, healthy or bad? Asuma smiles. Well, he doesn't wear orange anymore. He was wearing all black and had a massive sword. He's the gargoyle of the darkness. Tsunade is shocked. He's got quite a reputation. Okay, well done, team. You can tell his friends and the Jonin from your friends' teams. Nobody else. Oh, tell Irika. That's it. Asuma nods. Understood, Lady Hokage. They all leave the room. As soon as they do, Tsunade starts to cry. I'm so glad you're alive, Naruto. I wish I could see you again. Tell you much I miss you. Meanwhile, Asuma's walked off, and now Team 10 are looking for their friends. They surprisingly see them all together. That is a surprise. It's Kiba who sees them first. Finally back, guys. Shikamaru sighs. Keep it down, you're so troublesome. Ino grins. We saw someone a short while ago. He's changed so much, but we're certain it was him. Kiba nods. Well, you gonna tell us? Ino grins. Naruto, and I must say he's looking good, no longer in that hideous orange. He wears all black, wears a black creepy mask, and has a massive sword. Asuma said he was called the Gargoyle of the Darkness, whatever that means. Tintin is shocked. Wow. He's in the bingo book. He's got a 20 million bounty on his head, but that's set up from Oto because he keeps fucking up their plans. He has this weird sword that has like 6 attachments from what I've heard. Wonder where he got it. Hope I see him sometime and get to see it. Sakura is in shock, but inwardly she's smiling. Naruto's alive, thank God. He's out of that orange also, but the bounty is a problem. Hinata smiles. I knew it. Naruto-kun's still alive. I'm so happy. Shikamaru smirks. Are we really surprised he's alive? This is Naruto we're talking about. Still, I wonder who that redhead is who was with him. Kiba smirks. Naruto's got a girlfriend. Shikamaru shrugs. Going by the chemistry, I'm going with no, but it's hard to tell as he never took off that mask. Man, seeing someone dressed like that coming at you would scare the crap out of you. He doesn't know it, but Sakura, Ino, Hinata, and weirdly enough Tenten are all jealous about this mystery woman. Well, Ino's been jealous ever since she saw her. Kiba nods. So where do you think he's been for 2 years? Do you think he visited Wave and Suna like Sakura said? Shikamaru shrugs. No idea, but he's put on muscles, and if he is the Gargoyle of the Darkness, he's picked up some mad skills. Tenten nods. I've got a copy of the bingo book. It says her under his bounty. Run away at the mere sight of him unless you are guaranteed of beating him and his army of clones. Everyone looks at his profile and are all amazed that this is their friend. There's a picture, and everyone gets slight shivers down their spines seeing the image. Hinata smiles. It doesn't matter. Naruto-kun is alive. Our friend is alive, and well, that's what matters, right? Shino nods. Hinata speaks the truth. For 2 years we have wondered if he was alive, and now we know for sure that is the person you guys saw, correct? Choji nods. That's him. I don't think anyone would forget a look like that. Don't you think it kind of reminds you of that man from the Chunin exams with the scar on his face? Ano smirks. Yeah, It does, but Naruto-kun looks so much hotter, and he said I was attractive. At least he's got his eyes opened. Again Sakura, Hinata, and Tenten are jealous of their friend now who sees the looks and just sticks out her tongue at them. Meanwhile Asuma's walking to a bar for a drink, his regular when he sees Kurenai, Mato Guy, Kakashi and Anko. He shrugs as he approaches them. Mato grins. Asuma, I take you had a youthful mission. Asuma shrugs. Youthful, not really boring. Yes, it was after the mission that's when things got interesting, but I need a drink first before I say anything. When he gets his drink they all sit on a table. Asuma smirks. Seems we met someone our students know very well on the way back. Anko grins. Well, who is it? Asuma sighs. Well, I wasn't instructed to tell you, but whatever, it was Naruto. Kakashi looks up from his book. Did he look okay? Asuma grins. Oh, he was doing just fine. He's not only Naruto Uzumaki, he's also the Gargoyle of the Darkness from the Bingo book. Anko grins. That guy's awesome. While the little squirt's all grown up. Asuma nods. He's easily 6 feet now, put on muscles, has that huge sword, had a redhead with him, but from what I judged they were not together. Ino was totally jealous of her. Guy grins. The youthfulness of Naruto is amazing. Kurenai grins. He's sure grown up and his reputation is he's dangerous. Seems he abandoned the orange finally. Anko pouts. This sucks. I was planning on seducing him if I ever saw him. Now I find out he's only 14. That sucks. Everyone looks at her in shock. She smirks. Give him a year or two and I'll still seduce him. Kurenai rolls her eyes. Sometimes you frighten me, Anko. She grins. I know. Wonder what he's been up to. Kakashi's not really paying attention. He's just thinking about Naruto. I'm glad you're alive, Naruto. I bet your parents are looking down on me with shame. I should really have spoken to him before he left instead of saying nothing. It's been 2 months since Karen joined up with Naruto in Uzushio. She met the hologram Uzumaki elder, and he helped her grow stronger. Also, she also has a look identical to Naruto now. Sometimes she wears a skirt. The only difference, not really important, they still went on hunts for missing needs. Then now in the land of snow, there was a group of Princess Koiki's uncle's followers still around, and she got word of the Gargoyle of the Darkness in the area, so she hired him. Naruto and Karen easily dealt with the threat. When they went to the princess, she smiles. I must thank you once again. My uncle's followers just don't stop coming. I thought it was dealt with years ago. Naruto smiles. It has been a while. Princess Yuki. Koiki is confused. Have we met before? Naruto smiles and takes off his mask. She sees the blonde hair and the whiskers and is shocked. Naruto, is that you? He nods. Indeed it is. She smiles. Why, you have grown up nicely, much more handsome. Naruto blushes. Thank you, Princess Yuki. She smiles, then her smile drops when she doesn't see the leaf headband. Naruto, what's going on? Did you leave Konohagakure? Naruto cringes. No, I was banished. She is shocked. Banished for what? Naruto tells her, and she's shocked. Sasuke betrayed the leaf, and because you fought him you're banished. That's ridiculous. Naruto nods. Yes, but I have rebuilt my old home Uzushio here with my cousin Karen Uzumaki. We will soon visit the fire daimyo and officially inform him of the village being rebuilt. She smiles. My father told me about Uzushio. Did family live there? Naruto nods. My clan was from there. As far as I know, me and Karen are the last of the Uzumakis. Koiki sighs. I am so sorry, but at least you found some family. So who leads this village? Naruto smiles. Why, the Uzukage, of course. Koiki smiles. Maybe I could speak with this Uzukage and form an alliance with him. Naruto smiles. He turns to Karen. What do you think? Should I inform the Uzukage about this possible alliance? She chuckles. I think he knows. Koiki is shocked. You are the Uzukage, Naruto-san. Naruto nods. That is correct, Princess Yuki. Although it's not been made official yet, we will be visiting the capital within the next few weeks to make it official. Koiki smiles. Well, we can still form an alliance, and as you are the most handsome Kage there is right now, we can get down with the details. Naruto nods. Is it okay if Karen takes notes? She's helping with all the politics and stuff. Koiki smiles. I see no problem with that. After an hour, Naruto has agreed to the alliance. After speaking with Karen, all the details seem fair. The village is still not fully operational. We are still taking in refugees from the civil war from Kirigakure. Koiki smiles. Always the caring young man. Naruto smiles. So how are you, Princess Yuki? She smiles. Please call me Koiki, Naruto-kun. Naruto blushes. Very well, Koiki-chan. It's her turn to blush. She then sighs. While running a country is daunting, things are peaceful. The only problem I have is the council. Naruto sighs. What are they troubling you with? She sighs. Marriage. They keep finding me sodders, but they're all old people or snobs. She then smiles. As well as an alliance, we could also make a political marriage to strengthen the alliance. Naruto nods. You mean someone marrying me or Karen here? Karen rolls her eyes at her cousin's denseness. Seems she's quite taken with my cousin. Koiki grins. I was thinking along the lines of myself and you, Naruto-kun. Naruto blushes. You're serious? Koiki smiles. Of course. Say in 2 years we could do this. Naruto is shocked. He looks at Karen, who shrugs. Then she whispers to Naruto about the Uzumaki clan rule, and he blushes again. Koiki-chan, this proposal is interesting, but there is a rule for the Uzumaki clan head. Well, myself, that if the clan is almost destroyed, the head must marry several women. Koiki smiles. An interesting clause, and I would be okay with that, but there is a rule on my end. It won't affect your other wives. Well, not much, but as I am royalty, I would be classed as head wife. It doesn't mean I rule over the rest or anything like that. It just means, well, I have a higher standing than them, I guess. Naruto nods. To be honest, I'm only 15, so I never thought about marriage, but I would have no problems with that at all if you're okay with sharing me. That is, I know it's weird. Koiki smiles. I understand. I will look forward to our eventual marriage. I will also inform the council of the alliance and the marriage. Naruto nods. I understand. Well, we must be going now, Koiki-chan. I have to return to my village. Koyuki smiles and stands up. She approaches Naruto, and plants a kiss on his lips. I will see you soon, Naruto-kun. Naruto blushes and scratches his head. Yes, of course, Koyuki-chan. Naruto and Karen leave the room with both Koyuki and Karen grinning and a very red-faced Naruto. 2-month time skip. Uzushio continued to prosper. They're now on their way to the capital before Naruto and Karen visit Sunagakure. It only takes a day to get to the capital. Naruto and Karen have seen the capital once before. As they're walking through the streets, people step away from Karen and Naruto as they're both wearing their masks, Naruto of his gargoyle and Karen a vampire. As they're walking, they see the daimyo's assistant Hadaro Raizoki. He with his escort meet both Naruto and Karen. Hadaro smiles. Gargoyle and vampire, what brings you here? Naruto smiles. I would like a meeting with the daimyo, it's very urgent. Hadaro nods. Follow me and you can discuss what it is, and I will then inform the daimyo if I feel it's necessary. Naruto nods and he and Karen follow Hadaro to a palace, and the both enter. Naruto gives up Fox's Bane, but places it on the table himself, saying the sword has a defense mechanism, and only Uzumaki can touch it. Hadaro nods and they then enter his private chambers. After an hour, Hadaro is shocked and amazed but gladly gets refreshments for the two Uzumakis whilst he informs the daimyo. After 10 minutes, Hadaro comes back in and informs Naruto and Karen to follow him. After a short walk, Hadaro, Naruto, and Karen enter the main chambers. Naruto and Karen have never seen the daimyo before. They both bow to him, and his wife Naruto remembers her because of her stupid cat Tora running away from her. Naruto and Karen both take off their masks and sit down at the table provided. Naruto then retells the story of his banishment, his finding and restoring Uzushio, and finding out he's the clan head and the new Uzukage, and he's come today to ask if he can be recognized as the Uzukage. The daimyo has of course heard rumors but didn't believe them. He smiles. Naruto Uzumaki, I have never met you, but Hiruzen spoke highly of you, or should it be Naruto Uzumaki? Namikaze, as you are the son of Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze the Yondaime Hokage, you look a lot like your father. I met him a few times, and his wife your mother. Naruto smiles. Well, Naruto Uzumaki, yes, maybe at Namikaze when I'm a bit older. The daimyo nods. Understandable, your clan and parents had many enemies. Now on to Uzushio. I am happy it's been rebuilt, and I officially recognize you as the Uzukage. I have to ask, do you have a council yet? Naruto shakes his head. Not yet, we are still getting everything up and running. The idea for a council has been mentioned though. The daimyo nods. I can provide you with some scribes to help you, as I'm sure that the refugees you allowed to enter, none of them were diplomats, and that type of people. Naruto smiles. That is correct, my lord daimyo. I have a few jonin and chunin. The academy has been rebuilt, but we only have one qualified teacher, a former chunin of Kirigakure. The daimyo nods. What about another school for non-ninjas? Karen steps forward. Lord daimyo, we are in the process of building it now, but it's taking time. So far it's not too urgent, as we don't have that many kids of age to go to the school that doesn't want to be ninjas. Most are toddlers. The daimyo nods. Understood. How are you for finances, Naruto? Naruto looks at Karen, who speaks again. We have some funding but not much. We have recently signed an alliance with the Land of Snow, and the Land of Waves are our allies. We have helped them out, plus there is our money from being hunter needs. Hadaro whispers in his ear and the daimyo nods. I remember a scroll reaching my desk. The alliance is okay, but from now on it would be wise to contact me before making any alliances. Naruto nods. My humblest apologies, Lord daimyo, we were caught unprepared for the alliance. It came rather sudden when we helped out Princess Yuki with a problem last year. The daimyo smiles. I understand things like that happen. Is there anyone else you're interested in forming an alliance with? Konohagakure maybe, although that might be a sour spot for you, I imagine. Naruto nods. Yes, that is true. I am not happy with Konoha for many reasons. The daimyo nods. May I ask what your grievances are other than the banishment? Naruto nods. Years ago when I found Uzushio, I found a hidden temple only Uzumaki could enter, and I was taught by an Uzumaki elder, a hologram Sari, and he informed me that when Uzushio was under attack and sent multiple letters to Konoha for assistance, and as you know they received no help, and as such Uzushio was destroyed. My clan was almost wiped out. I was lucky to find my cousin Karen here. The daimyo nods. That is strange. Hiruzen would have sent assistance, or was your father Hokage? Then I can't remember. Still, they would have helped if they knew. Naruto nods. Yes, maybe I would like to form an alliance with Sunagakure. My sources are that my friend Gaara is the new Hokage. The daimyo nods. Indeed he is, and an alliance is accepted. Will you be visiting personally? Naruto nods. Hi, Lord daimyo, I was planning on visiting them after coming here. The daimyo smiles. Understood. I know where Uzushio is. I can send some scribes and teachers there. We have some former ninjas here. Naruto smiles. That would be perfect, Lord daimyo. I would be there to greet them, but with Sunagakure I am unable to. But you can speak to Yukio Nakazawa. He is a jonin, and is in charge whilst I'm gone. The daimyo nods. They will be there within the day. Naruto nods. Thank you, Lord daimyo, I never expected this help. The daimyo smiles. Is there anything else? Karen nudges Naruto and whispers to him, and he nods. I'm not sure if this is relevant, but along with the alliance with the Land of Snow, a political marriage has been set up between me and Princess Yuki to take place when I turn 16. The daimyo nods. Do you know about the restoration law? Naruto nods. I have, Lord daimyo, and she has been informed also and is okay with it. The daimyo nods. Very well, I congratulate you on becoming the Uzukage and your upcoming marriage to the daimyo of the Land of Snow. Naruto blushes. Thank you, Lord daimyo. Hadaro smiles. Lord Naruto, there is someone in the capital who would very much like to meet you. Naruto nods. And who may this be? Hadaro. Hadaro smiles. I will take you to him as soon as this meeting is done. The daimyo smiles. It has been concluded. Hataro, he turns to Naruto. Good day to you Uzukage Naruto Uzumaki, and your cousin Karen Uzumaki. The both bow and get let out by Hataro. As soon as they do they see a man. He's male standing 6:1 swordsman build. He looks in his late 40s. Hataro escorts Naruto and Karen to the man. Gale, you came. The moment Gale sees Naruto he gets on one knee. Naruto Uzumaki. My name is Gale Uzumaki. I am the last of the Uzukage personal guard. I was on a mission for the Hokage under an assumed name of Kazuki when you was banished. I have been searching for you for years. It's fortunate our paths crossed today. My weapons is the Banu. I have watched over you from the shadows as much as I could. At the request of your mum, who was the last heiress of the Uzumaki clan, and I pledged my loyalty to her until death. I now pledge my loyalty to you Uzukage. Naruto is shocked. Another Uzumaki. Gale nods yes. And who is your companion, Lord Kage? Naruto smiles. This is Karen Uzumaki, my cousin. Her mum was my mother's sister. Gale nods. Understood. Then you both will be guarded. I ask that I join you on your travels. Naruto nods. Very well Gale. Stand. We are heading to Sunagakure to form an alliance. Gale nods. Understood. Have you got all the supplies you will need? Karen nods. Yes Gale, we do. Naruto nods. Then let's go visit Gaara. Gale looks shocked. You know the Kazekage? Naruto nods. Our paths crossed in the Chunin exams. Gale nods. We should be going, my lord. Naruto nods. Then let's go. The trio of Naruto, Karen and Gale, or as most people know them as the Gargoyle of the Darkness, Bane and Vampira, walking through the desert on their way to Suna. It's been a day and a half since they left the capital. Gale used money to get places for his lord and his cousin, saying and Uzukage should not live outdoors. They're a few miles away from Sunagakure. Karen looks at Naruto. So what's Suna like, Naruto? Naruto turns to her. It's a nice place, not as bright as Uzushio or Konoha, but it's still a nice place. They don't have much water though, so having plants and stuff is pointless. Not much grows there. Karen nods. So they can't grow food and stuff. That's not good, so they have to rely on outside help. Gale nods. Since the invasion some people ended relations with Sunagakure, even though they were tricked by Orochimaru. With us allying with them we can help, and I'm sure if you speak to your friend the mayor of the Land of Waves they could ally with them. Also just a suggestion though. Naruto smiles. That's a great idea Gale, we will visit them when we return. Gale nods. Thank you, my lord. May I ask how long we plan to stay here? Naruto smirks. Not long, a few days, no longer. Gale nods. Understood. They arrive at the gates. A few hours later the guards see three people arriving at the gates and are weary. One of the guards steps forward. Halt, Gargoyle, Bane, and Vampira, what are you here for? A bounty? Gale, Bane, steps forward. I would be careful what you say to the Uzukage unless you want to lose your head. Naruto sighs. Calm down Gale, we are here to see the Kazekage. Gaara, I'm an old friend but would like to keep my mask on until I speak to him. The guard nods. Oh okay Lord Uzukage, we were not notified of anyone visiting. Naruto smiles. It's quite alright. The guard nods. Follow me Lord Uzukage. Naruto nods. Lead on. The guard leads Naruto, Karen, and Gale to the Kazekage's office. Meanwhile, in the said office is Gaara, Temari and Kankuro all talking when there is a knock at the door. Gaara tells them to enter. Zachunin steps inside. Sorry to bother you Lord Kazekage, but I have the Gargoyle of the Darkness, Vampira and Bane here to see you. The one known as Gargoyle says he's the Uzukage. Gaara is confused as he's not heard of that title before, but he allows them to enter. The Chunin nods and leaves the room, and shortly after three people all wearing black with masks on. One is obviously a woman, the others wield giant swords. Kankuro is on edge. Temari is just staring at the Gargoyle, checking out his body. Naruto notices and smirks, as does Karen. Naruto, Karen, and Gale all take off their masks. Then Naruto chuckles. Shame on you Temari, checking me out. All three siblings look at Naruto in shock. They all say Naruto at the same time. Naruto smiles. How's it going guys? Told you I'd be back. Allow me to introduce you, Karen Uzumaki my cousin, and Gale Uzumaki my personal guard. Well, the Uzukage personal guard, which is me. Gaara nods. It's good to see you, it's been years. Naruto scratches his head. Yes, sorry about that. I meant to visit, but with getting Uzushio rebuilt, and forming an alliance with the Land of Snow and the Land of Waves I've been busy. Temari smiles. So you found something then? Naruto nods. I did. It's good to see you all. And Gaara, the Kazekage, aren't we moving up in pedigree matching me it seems? Gaara nods. It seems so. It's great to see you, but is this just a social visit? Naruto smiles. Of course not, although it's good to see you. Have you forgot what I said about an alliance with Uzushio? I have come to form one with you as one Kagetu. Another. Gaara smiles. That is great news. As well as your other alliances, we would be glad to form an alliance with you. Gaara looks at Temari, who hasn't stopped staring at Naruto since he arrived, and smirks. It seems her crush on Naruto is still there. I wonder if we could do a political marriage. Also, that is if Naruto agrees also. He turns back to Naruto. I will have to summon a council meeting and you can speak to the council about your request. Naruto nods. That sounds fine. Gaara nods and summons Matsuri. When she arrives he looks at her. Matsuri, summon a council meeting immediately. She nods. Right away Lord Kazekage. She leaves the room. Naruto smiles. So what's it like being Kazekage? Gaara sighs. Paperwork, endless paperwork, I'm sure you know about that. Naruto smirks. Actually no, even though I'm the Uzukage I haven't got around to actually doing that. We're still building, plus me and paperwork have made an agreement they stay out of my way and I don't burn their asses, plus I have clones to do paperwork. That's the great thing about shadow clones, they have a special ability that they learn and I receive all their memories. Makes me awesome, I know. Temari giggles at that and Kankuro and Karen chuckle whilst Gaara sighs. I wish we had a clone that could do that. Gale whispers in Naruto's ear and Naruto smiles as a show of good faith. Many years ago, when Uzushio and Konoha signed an alliance, some jutsus were traded. We could tell you the secret of shadow clones. It's a forbidden jutsu in Konoha. I'd advise you to make it the same, only yourself learn it, and the people who you trust the most, but I'd advise you to be careful when dispelling them. It will give you a massive headache, so dispelling them in groups of 2 would be advisable. Gaara nods. Understood. Just then there's a knock at the door and Matsuri enters. They are ready for you, Lord Kazekage. Gaara nods. Thank you, Matsuri. She blushes and leaves and Naruto smirks. Seems you've got an admirer, Gaara. Gaara looks confused. Who? Naruto looks at Temari, who just smirks and shrugs. He turns back to Gaara. Matsuri. Gaara. Gaara nods. Oh, well, we shouldn't keep the council waiting. A few minutes. Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro are in the council room. Baki looks at Gaara. Why have we been requested, Lord Kazekage? Gaara nods. We have a chance to form an alliance today, and we have their Kage here now. I will call him. He turns around. You can come in now. Naruto, Karen, and Gale wearing their masks enter. The council is immediately shocked. Then Naruto and Karen sit down with Gale standing beside them both. Naruto, Karen, and Gale all take off their masks and Baki is shocked. Naruto, it's been a while. Naruto smiles. Hey, Baki, it has indeed. Baki nods. So are you the Kage? Of what village? I see no Konoha headband. Naruto smiles. That's because I am the Uzukage of Uzushio. Baki is surprised. So you found something then? Naruto nods. Yes, Uzushio has been rebuilt. The woman beside me is Karen Uzumaki, my cousin, and behind me is Gale Uzumaki, the last royal guard to the Uzukage, although Gale will most likely train more. Baki nods. We heard rumors about a village being built. Naruto grins. Yes, we have allied ourselves with the land of waves and the land of snow and am here to ally with yourselves also, that is if you're interested. Baki and the council start talking whilst Naruto and the others sit there. Naruto notices Temari and smiles at her, and she blushes and smiles back. He thinks it's cute but not like her, but oh well. Baki and the council have finished and Baki speaks again as he knows Naruto. The council agrees to your proposal. We have a suggestion to strengthen the alliance if you're interested. Naruto smirks. Go ahead. Baki smiles. A political marriage. Naruto nods. I'm listening. Baki looks at Gaara, who nods. He then turns back to Naruto. We propose a match between you and Temari Sabaku. Naruto nods. I suspected as much. I have to inform you about a restoration law that the Uzumaki have in case of near destruction. Well, it's the Clan Restoration Act that Konoha have adapted, so as well as being the Uzukage, I am also the clan heirs for the Uzumaki and Namikaze clans, and as such I have to find multiple wives. Unfortunately, you are not the first to propose an alliance and marriage. Koiki Kazuhana, the daimyo of the Land of Snow, also wants to marry me. There is a stipulation to that as she is royalty. She will technically be the head wife, but only in title. She can't boss anyone around as such. Baki and everyone else is shocked. Not only is he the Naruto the Uzukage, he's also the clan heirs for the Uzumaki and Namikaze clans, but also set to marry Koiki Kazuhana, the daimyo of the Land of Snow. Baki looks at Gaara for what to do and he looks at Temari. Temari, what do you think? She shrugs then smirks. Of course, I would have preferred Naruto, all to myself, but the Clan Restoration Act is a good idea to bring back the clans, so if he is okay I will still like to marry him. Naruto blushes. I accept if you're sure though. She nods. I do. Naruto grins. Then I look forward to the time when we get married. She grins. Me too. Gaara nods. Well, that's great news. Were you serious about that offer of jutsu trading? Naruto nods. Oh yes, we did it with Konoha. It's also a sign of respect for our villages. We can help with barriers around the village. Baki nods. We could trade some wind jutsus as you are a wind user, Uzukage. Naruto nods. Sounds good. We can also help with supplies. We know it's hard to plant food, so with us on an island we can assist you. Baki nods. We thank you for your generosity, Lord Uzukage. Naruto brushes it off. Not a problem, we are only too happy to help. We know it's been tough since the invasion a few years back. If you are interested you might try and form a deal with the Land of Waves also, but it's just a suggestion though. Baki nods. Yes, it has, so we thank you again. We would like to celebrate our alliance if that is okay. The people of Suna haven't had much to be happy about in the last few years. Naruto smiles. That is fine. Baki nods. Great news. Gaara nods. I think that is it. For now, council dismissed. Gaara let Naruto, Karen, and Gale stayed in the Sabaku compound whilst they stayed in Sunagakure. There was a week of celebrating. Temari even took Naruto out of a date which surprised Naruto, but he enjoyed the date. They shared a loving kiss at the end. At the end of the week Naruto, Karen, and Gale started to leave. Naruto and Temari shared another kiss before the group left. He said she could visit Uzushio if she wanted, and she agreed, as did Gaara and Kankuro. It's now been a few days since they left Sunagakure. Karen has been teasing her cousin about his relationship with Temari, their little makeout sessions when they thought nobody was watching, with Naruto forgetting Karen was a censor type so she always knew where he was. Gale was happy, the happiest he's been since Naruto's banishment. He has now found Naruto. For many years he beat himself up for losing Naruto and begging Lady Kushina's forgiveness, but now he's reunited with his lord and will always protect him. Karen grins. So I bet you can't wait to see and kiss Temari again. Naruto blushes. I don't know what you're talking about, Karen. She grins. Are you forgetting I'm a censor type? I always knew where you were or who you were with. Naruto groans. I hate you. She grins. Then she senses someone. There is someone up ahead. Gale looks at them. Friend or foe? Karen shrugs. Not sure, it's only one person. Naruto nods. Let's see who this is, shall we? Gale nods. This is your land. Whoever this person is, they're trespassing. Naruto nods. Be on guard then. They both nod. Gale pulls out Banri and Naruto pulls out Fox's Bane and Karen pulls out her 2 daggers. She's not named them yet, They then approach the mystery person they see, a red-headed woman at some ruins. Gale speaks up. Who are you and what are you doing here? These lands are not for scavengers. State your business. The woman looks at the small group and gulps. Sorry, my name is Anoka Uzumaki. I'm an archaeologist. Naruto nods. You're an Uzumaki. Interesting. Seems we found another clan member. Anoka looks up. Are you hunting Uzumakis? I won't go down without a fight. Naruto smirks. Not to sound arrogant, but we could easily kill you. But we are not hunting Uzumaki. We are all Uzumaki. Anoka is shocked. You are? Wait, you have blonde hair. Naruto nods. Taken after my father. I am Naruto Uzumaki. To the left is my cousin Karen Uzumaki, and to my right Gale Uzumaki, my personal guard. Anoka looks confused. Why would you need a personal guard? Gale speaks. He is the Uzukage, that is why. Anoka is shocked. Seriously, but Uzushio was destroyed. Naruto nods. It was, but it's been rebuilt as an Uzumaki. You're welcome to see it, and live there if you so wish. Anoka nods. I'd like that. I'm more of a traveling archaeologist, my lord Uzukage. Naruto smiles. Well, let's go then. You can check out the ruins later. Anoka grabs her things and catches up to Naruto, Karen, and Gale. She starts talking to Karen whilst Naruto is talking to Gale. A few hours later they reach Uzushio. Yukio greets them. He sees the man besides Naruto, and the other women. He smiles. Welcome back, Lord Uzukage. Can we call you that now? Naruto nods. Yes, Yukio, we have much to discuss. How are the scribes? They arrive okay. Yukio nods. They did. Lord, may I ask who these two new companions are? Naruto nods. Anoka Uzumaki and Gale Uzumaki. Gale is the last of the personal guard of the Uzukage. Anoka is an archaeologist. Yukio nods. I see. How did the alliance go with Sunagakure? Naruto smiles. It went well. We are now allied with them now. Yukio nods. That is good. Lord Uzukage, come, you must be tired. It's been several months now since Naruto visited Sunagakure. With the help of Gale, a new unit of guards were formed with Gale leading them. Yukio became the ANBU commander and several Jonin and Tokubetsu Jonin were trained. The scribes helped Naruto with what to do to run a village, and Naruto learned a lot from them. He's in his office reading over some documents when he hears a knock at the door. He doesn't look up but tells them to enter. Karen opens the door. Hey cousin, the Kazekage and his brother and sister have arrived. Naruto looks up. Really, I wasn't expecting them. What are they doing now? Karen smiles. They're just looking around at the moment. Should I escort them here? Naruto nods. Let them look around, but when they're done then escort them here. How's the clinic doing? All up and running now, correct? Karen nods. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, none of the refugees are doctors, none are even nurses. It's just me right now, and I'm hardly a doctor either. Naruto nods. Seems we need some help with that. We might have to visit the capital and inquire about some doctors to train up some people. It's a pain we don't even have any nurses, only trained one is you. How is it at the clinic? Patient-wise? Karen shrugs. Patient-wise? Well, we have no patients for now. Naruto nods. Very well, escort the Kazekage and his siblings when they're done. Karen nods. Understood, cousin. Meanwhile, the Kazekage and his siblings are walking around at all market stalls of fresh fish and vegetables. Temari buys some fruit and starts to eat the juicy apple. One wish we had fresh fruit instead of having it sent to us. It's never exactly fresh when we get it. Kankuro, who's also eating an apple, nods. I agree. Man, these are good. Gaara nods. He's eating some peaches and he admits they're great. Temari, we are taking some of this fresh fruit, vegetables, meat, and fish back with us. Temari nods. I'll get on it before we go. This place at Great Naruto's done a great job. Gaara nods. I agree. Everyone seems so lively. Just then Karen arrives. Hello everyone. Temari smiles. Oh hey, Karen, this place is amazing. Karen smiles. I know, I visited it once when it was nothing but ruins, and now this, it's amazing. Oh, we found another Uzumaki. Her name's Anoka. She's an archaeologist. She was checking out the ruins not far from here. Gaara nods. Everything seems organized. Karen nods. Yes, Gale is the personal guard commander. He has 50 guards now. Yukio is our ANBU commander. We have 25 ANBU at the moment. We don't have a commander of all the forces. Yet we are doing well. Our only problem is doctors. We have a medical clinic, and the only qualified doctor is myself, and I only know some stuff basic. We are lucky nobody is in danger. Gaara nods. We could send some doctors from Suna to help train some potential doctors and nurses as a show of good faith. Karen smiles. That would be amazing. Me and Naruto were just discussing visiting the capital, but with your help that won't be necessary. Gaara nods. He clicks his fingers and a Suna ANBU appears. Go back to Suna. There I request several doctors willing to train people and bring them as soon as you can. The Suna ANBU nods and vanishes. Karen smiles. Would you like a tour? Gaara nods. Maybe later. Is Naruto free? Karen grins. He could use the distraction. The scribes don't like him using clones. They always seem to know, but they allow it. Sometimes it's stupid in my opinion because of the clone's special ability, but they just moan. Gaara nods. Understandable. Well, lead the way. Karen nods and they all walk to the Uzukage tower and Karen escorts them inside. Naruto looks up when he sees the door open. Gaara, what a pleasant surprise. I didn't know you were coming. Gaara nods. Well, you did give us an open invitation. Naruto nods. I did. So how do you like it so far? Gaara smiles. It's looking good. You've done a fine job. Karen told me about your doctor problem, so I have sent an ANBU back to bring some doctors here to train some of your people. Naruto smiles. You're a lifesaver, Gaara. Gaara nods. What are friends for? Naruto smiles. Then he sees Temari. Hello Temari, you enjoying my village? It seems you're enjoying my fruit. She grins. This place is amazing. It's weird that it's only like 4 years old, but everything seems great. Naruto nods. Glad you like it. He looks at Kankuro. What about you, Kankuro? Kankuro grins. The fruit's great. The village seems very lively. Naruto nods. The grins. Yes, it does. So is this just a social visit, or are we forming another alliance? Gaara smirks. A social visit plus Temari wanted to visit her fiancé. Naruto blushes and stands up and approaches Temari and they share a quick kiss. He then turns to the others. Let's get some lunch. Kankuro grins. Now you're talking. Naruto smiles and leads them out. They visit a restaurant and go and they sit down and they're all served drinks and then start talking. Naruto smirks. So how's Suna since I left? No, they were saying I saved their lives with the alliance. Gaara nods. Yes, in a way you're a hero to the people of Suna strangely enough and you're not even a Suna ninja. Naruto grins. It's because I'm awesome. You should know that by now, Gaara. Gaara nods. You sure do have a way to attract the people. Temari smiles. It's his charm. Everyone can't help but fall in love with him, although it gets annoying when half the women in Suna talk about you. Your fangirls probably wanted to visit too. Naruto shakes his head. Geez, I'm glad I didn't stay there then. I guess I know why Sasuke really defected now, to get away from his fangirls. Kankuro laughs. Yes, that would be a good enough reason. Everyone chuckles at that. Then the food arrives and they start eating. They all enjoy the food. After they finish, Karen takes Kankuro and a reluctant Temari on a tour whilst Naruto and Gaara return to the Uzukage tower. Once they get there, Naruto orders his assistant Mozumi to bring some tea for the two of them. They wait for her to get the tea and pour 2 cups before passing one to each of them before leaving. Naruto looks at Gaara. So what is so important? Gaara sighs. Can you put up a sound barrier? This is for your eyes only. Naruto nods. Wait, Gale should be here. He is my personal guard commander. Gaara nods. Very well. Naruto asks Mozumi to summon Gale. He arrives a few minutes later. After the short welcome, Naruto puts up the barrier Gaara requested. Gaara then sighs. We have a spy network nowhere near as advanced as Jiraiya's, but there is some interesting and disturbing news. Apparently there is this organization called Akatsuki. They're a group of S-ranked ninjas. My spies don't say much other than they're dangerous. They wear black cloaks with red clouds on them. My spies even informed me they were in Konoha but left shortly afterwards. Naruto nods. I see. Are you sure they were after me? Gaara nods. Yes, my spies followed them. Apparently they an old apartment. When they left, my spies went into the apartment, and wasn't sure whose it was until they asked one of the villagers who told them that it was your old apartment. Gale nods. This is not good. We will have to double the guard around you. Naruto nods. I understand, but this will not stop my visit to Konoha in a few weeks' time. Gaara nods. Why would you be going there? Naruto smiles. My father owned most of the banks. Well, the Namikaze clan did, and all the Namikaze and Uzumaki money is in those banks with only an Uzumaki or Namikaze seal can open the safes. Plus Gale tells me many people in Konoha owed debts to my father. I'm guessing they're thinking with him being dead their debts are cleared. They're wrong. I will take every penny they owe my father. I am also going to demand they remove everything associated with Uzushio and all the jutsus we shared with them are to be returned. Gaara nods. May I ask why? Naruto nods. Many years ago Uzushio and Konohagakure were allies. The Uzumaki clan was one of the most awe-inspiring clans and also one of the most feared, so Iwagakure destroyed this village and most of my clan. From what the Uzumaki elder, who I now know as Ashina Uzumaki, said, that we sent multiple requests for help, not one reply, and we were destroyed. The council will know, I'm sure. Gale nods. My money is on Danzo Shimura. Naruto looks at Gale. Who's that? Gale sighs. He's an old man and on the council as one of the Hokage's advisors. He has bandages on his arms and face. He was a cruel, manipulative man. Many times he demanded you be handed over to him to make you a weapon. Hiruzen always said no, and now I think about it, it's something he would do to stop the alliance, or make the Hokage seem cowardly by refusing aid. My money is on him. Gaara nods. My spies tell me he's had dealings with Orochimaru. I ever found a letter from Danzo in my office sent before the invasion, which would mean he knew Orochimaru was impersonating the Kazekage, my father. Naruto nods. I'm going with him then. Gaara and Gale nod. Then Gaara nods. Be careful then, when you return he could try something. Naruto smirks. I hope he will. It will give me an excuse to kill him. Gaara nods. Indeed, people like that only want to destabilize everything, including peace. Men like him should not exist, but they do. Naruto nods. How long are you staying? Gaara smiles. We should return home today. My brother and sister don't know the real reason for me coming here, although I did want to see your village. You've done well for yourself. Naruto shakes hands with Gaara and the three of them leave the tower. They meet up with Temari and Kankuro. They spend the next few hours together, then the siblings return with a goodbye kiss shared between Naruto and Temari. A few weeks later Naruto, Karen, Gale, Anoka and Yukio visit the capital. They're met by Hadaro Raizoki, the daimyo's assistant. Lord Uzukage, Karen, Gale, and who might they be? Naruto smiles. This is Anoka Uzumaki, no relation, and Yukio Nakazawa, my ANBU commander. Hadaro nods. Understood. Welcome this way. The daimyo's been expecting you. Naruto nods and they all follow Hadaro. He enters the palace and escorts them to the main room. The daimyo sees them. Perfect, Naruto, you have arrived, and I see you have more followers now. Naruto nods. This is Gale Uzumaki, my commander of the person guard, Anoka Uzumaki, no relation, and Yukio Nakazawa, my ANBU commander. The daimyo smiles. More Uzumakis, that is good. So I heard you want to visit Konoha about getting what's yours, meaning your family's money. Naruto nods. That is correct. My father owned the banks. I'm guessing the people who owed him money thinks their debts ended with my father's death. They were wrong. It means they owe me and I intend to get it all back. Plus I think I might demand back all the traded jutsus. It's only fair seeing as they never helped during my clan and village's downfall. The daimyo nods. I guess that is understandable, so I am setting off tomorrow. You are free to tag along. I will also officially announce you as the Uzukage. Naruto nods. That sounds reasonable. Well, until then, Lord Daimyo, we should find a hotel to stay at. The daimyo shakes his head. Nonsense, you can all stay in the palace. You are now the Uzukage, remember? Naruto scratches his head and smirks. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that. The daimyo nods. Hataro, escort them to their rooms to rest for a while. It is getting close to dinner. Won't you join me when it is done? Naruto, your companions are also welcome. Naruto nods. I'd be honored, Lord Daimyo. It's been a slow pace for the Uzumaki crew. Going with the daimyo was slow going, but it was a precaution because of his banishment. He would be under the daimyo's protection. Naruto, Karen, Gale, Yukio and Anoka all talked amongst themselves. Naruto actually found out Yukio's also in the bingo book under the name Yukio the Smasher, so they are all dangerous individuals minus Anoka, who's a kunoichi but not much of a fighter. Karen looks to Naruto. You sure this is a good idea? You are banished from Konoha. Naruto shrugs. I hardly care. I'm going there for what is rightly mine and my clan's. After this I will never return to Konoha. It was once my home but not anymore. Anoka looks at Naruto. What about your friends? Won't it be good to see them after so long? Naruto shrugs. Maybe, but if I don't see them it won't be a problem. Friends don't always stay friends. They become enemies and try to kill you. Sometimes they grow apart. I admit. Some I was closer to like Shikamaru and Choji, but that's about it. Karen sighs. What about Sakura? You used to like her. Do you still like her? Naruto looks at Karen. To be honest, I don't know. A part of me does, but another part tells me why to bother. She likes Sasuke. I wasted years trying to get her to notice me, and she only had eyes for the traitor. Anoka nods. What if they tried to have her marry you? Naruto smirks. A part of me would love that, but the other part is saying she would never agree to that, and I don't want to force anyone. Yukio then speaks. What if she doesn't like this Uchiha? What if by some bizarre turn of events that she now likes you? Naruto smiles. Unlikely, as that seems as she hasn't seen me in years, so how could she grow feelings for me? But if by some chance it did happen, then I would gladly accept Sakura's request not to take anything from Temari. I mean, I think I'm in love with her, but Sakura was always the girl I wanted. I had a crush on her for years, and strangely we were teamed up together. Unfortunately, the Uchiha was with us also. Karen smiles. Keep your fingers crossed then. Naruto smirks but says nothing. An hour later they see the gates of Konohagakure. Naruto and the others are in the middle of the convoy. They all put their masks on minus Anoka, who just walks beside them. They reach the gate and they enter. Kotetsu and Izumo notice Naruto, Karen, and Gale. Well, the gargoyle of the darkness, Vampira and Bane. They also notice Yukio the Smasher. They look at each other wondering why they are here. Meanwhile, inside Konoha, Ino's just finished a long shift at the flower shop and is now walking around the village to stretch her legs when she sees the large caravan entering. Konoha, she's seen the caravan before. As being the daimyo of the land of fire, she almost turns away when she sees him. She looks at him and smirks. Wow, Naruto's grown even taller. Man, I can see the muscles from here. Is he purposely teasing women with that tight top on? She then sees he's not alone. She sees the girl with red hair, although she's wearing a mask now and looks just like Naruto. Then there is another guy with a massive sword also, dressed like Naruto. Then there is someone dressed like Anbu, and lastly another red-headed girl, and her jealousy grows again. I wonder what Naruto's doing here. I have to tell Tenten. They have become close friends. She then runs off to find Tenten. Meanwhile, the caravan gets closer to the Hokage Tower. Naruto sees many people staring at him, and his companions. He sees women giggling and blushing and raises his eyebrows at that and then looks away. A short while later the daimyo is informed there is a council meeting going on, and he smirks. He asks Naruto to approach. Now Naruto, it would be best to let me introduce you. I know you are unhappy with Konoha, but let me talk first. Naruto nods. Understood, Lord Daimyo. An Anbu sees the daimyo appear and immediately goes in to inform the Hokage, who informs the Anbu to let him come in. The daimyo enters the room, but Tsunade is shocked to see 5 people enter with him. She knows one of them going by the look is Naruto, but she has no idea why he's here and with the daimyo. Most of the other shinobi council knows who they are, well, their aliases, and are also wondering why they're here. Maybe they're his bodyguards. The fire daimyo takes a seat with the 5 people standing behind him. The daimyo smiles. Sorry to interrupt your meeting, but I have come on urgent business. I'm sure you well the shinobi side know who these, well, some of these are, but that is not why they are here. What I am about to tell you brings great joy to me, as it was a sad loss many years ago. I'm sure most of you are aware many years ago Konohagakure and Uzushio were allies, and we all know that Uzushio was destroyed. He looks around to see everyone listening. He then continues, well, Uzushio has been rebuilt, and they have a new Uzukage, and he's here today, and he has some questions for you all. The floor is yours. Naruto. Uzumaki Namikaze is the Uzukage of Uzushio. Tsunade is in shock but inwardly smiles, but her happiness soon vanishes when Naruto speaks. I am the Uzukage, and I was banished from Konoha, the place I once saw as home. Well, not anymore. Konoha means nothing to me. You all make me sick for what you did to my clan and village in its hour of need. Several requests were sent asking for aid from our so-called allies, and yet we got no replies, and most of my clan was wiped out. My village was turned into ruins whilst you all stood here doing nothing, whilst countless hundreds died. Husbands, sons, daughters, wives, grandparents, grandmothers, granddaughters, grandsons cut down. None were spared. You are not fit to be allies with anyone. He looks around, his mask off now. It took 2 years of hard work, but Uzushio has been rebuilt. We are growing as a village once again, but things change. New alliances were formed and old alliances are now over. Konohagakure and Uzushio are no longer allies, and because of your cowardice everything we shared with you, our jutsus, our defense barriers, must be returned. You don't deserve anything from us. You will remove the swirl on your clothing because our alliance is over. Naruto grins. Now on to money. I have come here to empty the banks of all the money saved up by my parents Kushina Uzumaki, the red-hot habanero, and Minato Namikaze, your very own Yandame Hokage, and that is not all. The Namikaze clan owns most of the banks in Konohagakure, and as such everyone has taken out loans. Now I'm guessing you're thinking that with my father's death your debts are cleared. You're dead wrong. What you owed him you now owe me, and I'm sure since it's been 16 years since his death you stopped paying back the loans. Well, I'm here to tell you I want everything you owe brought to me within 2 days, and I'm sure the interest has built up quite a bit over those 16 years. A fat councilman stands up. We will not pay you anything, demon. That was the last thing he said as his head left his shoulders and nobody even witnessed Naruto move. Naruto smirks. Does anyone else want to piss me off? Hayashi stands up. Lord Uzukage, maybe we can try and strengthen the bonds and try and repair this damage. You are from 2 clans. We could do the Clan Restoration Act. Naruto scoffs. You're forgetting that I'm banished, and as such that law means nothing as I am no longer of this village. Now I expect the money brought to the Namikaze compound. Within 2 days I have nothing more to say. He turns around and leaves, followed by Karen, Gale, Yukio, and Anoka. All leave the room, leaving everyone in shock. Tsunade sighs. He will leave us defenseless. The daimyo sighs. I am sorry, Tsunade, but as the Uzukage and the clan heir of the Uzumaki and Namikaze clans he has the right to do what he says. He feels slighted for himself, his clan and village. Shikaka sighs. There must be something we can do to appease him. An alliance with Uzushio Gakure would be helpful, with Sunagakure pulling out of the alliance with us. The daimyo nods. Naruto has already formed an alliance with Sunagakure, the land of waves and the land of snow. The reason Suna pulled out is for your treatment of Naruto to them. He is a hero. He defeated Gaara during the invasions years ago, and Gaara is now a changed man. He is now the Kazekage. As for the land of waves, they also see Naruto as a hero, saving them from Gado many years ago, going so far as to name a bridge after him and a statue of Team 7, although the statue of Sasuke was destroyed, I believe. As for the land of snow, Team 7 also helped the daimyo Korki Kazahana and rescue the land of snow, and as such Naruto is seen as a hero there. He coughs. Now let's continue with what he has done since Uzushio Gakure has been reformed. He has taken in refugees from the bloodline purge as well as refugees in the land of waves and even the capital itself. He is seen as a hero to the people of Uzushio Gakure. Everyone is shocked. Tsunade is impressed with what Naruto has done. She then sighs. Still, you never mentioned if there was a solution to this. The daimyo nods. Oh, well, there is something. The Uzumaki clan also had their Clan Restoration Act, and as such Naruto will have to restore the clan of not only the Uzumaki but Namikaze clan. Now Naruto has already sorted out alliances with Suna and the land of snow. As I mentioned, he has also agreed to marry Temari Sabaku, who I believe is in love with Naruto, and Koiki Kazahana, the daimyo herself, but as she is royalty she will be the head wife but only in title. There is your solution, but it is Naruto's choice if he accepts or not. I will leave you to discuss further. Meanwhile, the Uzumaki and Yukio have already put their bags in the compound, with Naruto being the only one to open the seal on the gate due to his combination of Uzumaki and Namikaze blood. They walked around the house for a short while. Karen had to console her cousin when he saw a massive portrait of his parents, his mom obviously pregnant with him. Yukio and Anoka both said his mother was very beautiful and said they were sorry he never had a mother. Naruto thanked them both, but it was Karen who helped console him, which she was only too happy to do. No incest, people. Later on, they left the compound as Naruto wanted to visit the Ichirakus. He approaches the small place he loved so much before he was banished. He lifts up the shroud and enters. The place is empty. The 5 of them all take seats and wait for service. Naruto smiles when he sees Ayam come out. He smiles. It's good to see she's okay. She smiles. What can I get you? 5. You're not regulars. I'd remember such a cute as you. Naruto smirks. Now Ayam-chan, I saw you as a sister, and now you're flirting with me. Shame on you. Ayam's mouth drops open. Naruto-kun. Naruto smiles. How you doing? She immediately starts crying and runs around and hugs Naruto, who hugs her back. I miss you, Naruto-kun. Naruto pats her back. I missed you too, Ayam-chan, but with my banishment, I could hardly visit you, plus I run my own village now. Ayam is shocked. You do? Where? Naruto smiles. Uzushio Gakure, the other side of the land of fire. I'm their Uzukage. Ayam smiles. So you got your wish? Well, sort of. Naruto nods. Yeah. Just then they hear a cough and Naruto looks up. Old man Ichiraku. Tuchi smiles. So the wanderer returns. It's so to you, boy. Oh, sorry, Lord Uzukage, as you're back the meal is free for all of you. So who are your companions? Naruto smiles. He points to Karen. Karen Uzumaki is my cousin. The man beside her is Gale Uzumaki, the leader of my personal guard. Then there is Anoka Uzumaki, no relation to me, and Yukio Nakazawa, my ANBU commander. Tuchi smiles. So you found some family. That is great. Say, Naruto, you wouldn't have any space in Uzushio Gakure for a ramen stand, would you? Naruto rubs his chin. I'm not sure. It's a very busy place. I just don't think there's any room. Ayam sighs until Naruto grins. But there is a shop that is currently unoccupied that would be much better. Tuchi and Ayam smiled and Tuchi grins. Then when you return, Naruto, we will pack up here and follow you there. Your friends visit sometimes, but not that much. With our number 1 customer gone, it's pretty quiet. Naruto smiles. Then you should definitely come to Uzushio Gakure. Ayam smiles and hugs Naruto again. Thank you, Naruto-kun. Gale raises an eyebrow and Naruto rolls his eyes. Gale, either old man Ichiraku or Ayam-chan need to call me Uzukage. They are like family to me. Gale nods. Understood, Lord Uzukage. Meanwhile, Sakura has just left the hospital after another tough shift. She's tired and just wants a nice hot shower and to go to bed when she hears 2 voices. One she knows as Ino, the other is Tenten, so she decides to listen in. Ino grins. So I can't believe it, our very own Naruto is now the Uzukage of the reformed Uzushio Gakure. That is cool, he got his wish, not the Hokage but his own village, dad says. Uzushio Gakure was where the Uzumaki clan were from. It's weird Naruto was a clan kid, and not just one clan but two. His dad was the Yondaime Hokage, can you believe that? And his mom Kushina Uzumaki was one of the most badass kunoichi in Konoha. Talk about having awesome parents. Tenten grins. Wow, I heard of Kushina Uzumaki, I don't know why I never thought of the surnames and connecting them, so why is he back? Ino grins. Well, he's come to get all the money from his parents, and all the debts from everyone. Her face then drops. It's sad though, he's not happy about our village not helping his village when it was destroyed. He doesn't see Konoha as his village anymore, but he is the Uzukage after all. Tenten sighs. That's a shame, anything else? Ino grins. Yeah, Lady Tsunade is trying to bring our villages closer by a political marriage, and as he is the heir to two clans, the Uzumaki and Namikaze clans, he has to take multiple wives. He has two already in Temari Sabaku. A sore subject for you, that one, in Koiki Kazahana, the princess of the land of snow and its daimyo. But Tsunade is trying to get some marriages from here, and my dad asked me and I said yes. Tenten is shocked. You'd marry Naruto? Ino grins. Of course I would, if he accepts you should do it too. Tenten is shocked. But I'm not from a clan. Ino shrugs. Technically neither is Temari or Koiki Kazahana. Tenten nods. With Niji being forced to marry a Hyuga, it would mean I could move on, it would mean I could have a surname, plus he might be able to teach me some cool kenjutsu. Ino grins. Not to mention you'd be married to a hunko. That girl, the red-headed girl, is his cousin, but there's another girl, but I don't think she's a threat. Tenten grins. So what would I do? Ino grins. Well, my dad's going to visit the Hokage about it. She did say to go to her with recommendations. I bet she will get loads, with most being rejected as gaining nothing. Tenten nods. So do you think we will get anyone else from our friends? Ino smirks and nods. Most likely. She's always had a thing for Naruto. I know someone Naruto would definitely want. He had a crush on her for years. Tenten grins. Oh, you mean Sakura? Ino nods. Yeah. He totally had the hots for her, but I think she still likes Sasuke the traitor. Well, come on, let's go visit the Hokage. Above them, Enko heard the whole thing and grins. Many wives? I'm definitely going to ask the Hokage. I saw him earlier. He's really grown up. I could see the muscles on his yummy. She then uses Shunshin to vanish. Meanwhile, Sakura heard both Ino and Tenten's conversation, and strangely that crazy snake lady Enko. She blushes after hearing some of the things Ino and Tenten said plus what Enko said. Would he accept me though? I have gotten over Sasuke. I have missed Naruto so much, and I'm so glad he's doing okay. I want to marry him not out of guilt but because I think I love him, although I don't understand how I could still. I will ask my parents. She rushes home and sees her mom in the kitchen. Hey mom. Mabuki nods. Hello dear, how is work? Sakura sighs. Tiring. I heard Naruto's back. Mabuki glares at her. Don't talk about that demon in this house. Sakura is shocked. He's not a demon, and I love him. I want to marry him. Mabuki drops a plate. You will do no such thing. The fact you talk about him in this house is bad enough, but don't you even mention marriage and that demon again. Sakura turns around and leaves the house and heads to the Hokage tower to ask Tsunade if she can marry Naruto. To hell with what her mom says. She will marry Naruto. Tsunade will say yes. Sakura knows in her heart she will be happy with Naruto, so she will put her name forward. Sakura a few hours later arrives back at her house. She knows her parents will probably be angry with her, but she's old enough to make her own choices. They should be happy for her. As soon as she opens the front door and steps into the front room, she sees her very unhappy parents. Mabuki glares at her daughter. Come here now, Sakura. Sakura stands in front of her parents. She knows they're angry. What's wrong? Her dad Kazashi glares at her. We specifically told you not to mention that demon in this house. We told you to drop that stupid idea to marry that demon, and yet you disobeyed us and did it anyway. Now go back to the Hokage and tell her that you recant your request. Sakura snaps. I won't do that. Kazashi sighs. Then you leave me no choice. We are only a civilian clan, but we feel that you are disgracing the Haruno name. You were going to be the clan head, but no longer. With your continued acts of defiance you are hereby disowned. Why do you think your friend Ino is no longer welcome in this house? Because she talks about him. Now you have 30 minutes to pack up your things and leave this house. You also will no longer be Sakura Haruno. You are just Sakura. Now go to your room and pack. Sakura looks shocked and hurt. Why can't you be happy for me? Naruto is a good man. He's done many amazing things. Have you forgot what he did during the invasion? Mabuki scoffs. He's a demon, nothing more. I'm giving you one last chance, Sakura, to recant your confession to marry that demon. Sakura is in shock, but then she snaps. I will not. And if you don't like it, then to hell with you. You wanted me to marry Sasuke. Well, news flash, he's a traitor. You're just blinded by your hate. She then smirks before continuing. I will marry Naruto-kun and live a happy life. I will have a family with him, and I will love the kids that we have. She turns away and heads to her room. As soon as she gets to her room, though she starts packing, she still starts crying, wondering why her parents are so vengeful. After she's finished, she heads downstairs. Mabuki looks at her. As soon as you go wherever you're going, get some new clothes and burn those. You disgrace the Haruno clan by your actions. Sakura looks into her mother's eyes before she speaks. I fucking hate you. She storms out of the door and walks around the village. Everything she owns is in 3 scrolls. She walks around town for a short while, still in shock. After an hour of just walking around, she ends up stopping outside the Yamanaka flower shop. She might as well go inside. As the door opens, Ino and her mom Inoue look up. Inoue looks at a depressed looking Sakura and is confused. What's wrong, Sakura dear? Sakura looks up crying, I've been disowned because I want to marry Naruto-kun. Inoue is in shock as is Ino. Inoue walks over to Sakura, who's like a second daughter to her, and hugs her. There Sakura darling, it's okay, you can stay here with us. Ino sighs. First they forbid me to visit Sakura and now this, I don't understand their hate towards Naruto-kun. Inoue sighs, some people just can't understand he's not a demon. She turns to Ino, close up the shop and let's get Sakura settled. Inoichi comes into the shop, what's up dear? Inoue sighs, the Harunos disown Sakura because she wants to marry Naruto. Inoichi sighs, idiots, why can't they be happy for their daughter? Well, let's get her set up. I'm afraid she'll have to share with you, princess. Ino smiles, I don't mind. Meanwhile, Naruto is now in Tsunade's office. He was surprised that as soon as he entered the room he was enveloped in a hug by Tsunade. He was also surprised to hear her crying as after a few minutes she broke from her hug. They then both sat down and talked for a while about how his village is doing. Tsunade was surprised how much he's grown but was also very happy for him. Naruto looks at her, so what have the council come up with now? I'm sure they have suggested something. Tsunade nods, well the daimyo told us about your own clan restoration act, and we would still like to mend our shaky relationship by some marriages. Naruto smirks, figures as much, I'm sure you have pages of names? Tsunade nods, pages. But most are civilian names which will gain you nothing and then prestige. So, I've ignored most of the list, but I have some promising names here, although it would take a lot of Konoha's best kunoichi. Naruto nods, may I see the list of potentials? Tsunade shows him a scroll and he looks over this list, a revised version I take it. When Tsunade nods he continues, Ino, Tenten, Hinata, he raises an eyebrow, Anko, didn't expect that, he continues reading, Sakura? Why would she put her name down? She loves Sasuke. Tsunade smirks, not anymore, she's changed over the years, she only wants him back as a fellow Konoha shinobi. But with you also being banished I don't think she cares much. She hasn't mentioned Sasuke to me in years, if I'm honest, but she mentions you all the time. Naruto is surprised by this, he remembers back to the talk they had on the way here and he smiles. I'll talk with these 5. I want to know their reasons. Tsunade, I'll marry people who I want to marry. I will not force anyone to marry me. Tsunade nods, understandable, we can sort this out tomorrow, but there is something I want to talk to you about. I know the Sasuke retrieval mission probably brings back bad memories, but by any chance do you remember the sound 4? Naruto nods vaguely, is there a reason you're mentioning them? Tsunade smiles, actually? Yes, do you remember that foul-mouthed redhead? Naruto nods, yeah, I remember her. Didn't Shikamaru and Temari fight her? Tsunade nods, yes, well, we captured her, and she's been held a prisoner for years. Naruto sighs, and you're telling me this why? She sighs, he's so different, not the hyper kid anymore. I guess he's had to grow up. Well, I spoke to her after you arrived with your cousin, bodyguard and other followers. I had a hunch and I was right, it appears that she's an Uzumaki. Naruto's eyes open, I want her released immediately. Tsunade smiled, already being arranged as a goodwill gesture between our 2 villages, she will be sent to you shortly. Naruto nods, I see, is that all? Tsunade thinks, oh, Yuga wants to join your village, you would know her as Nico. Naruto raises an eyebrow, might I ask why she wants to join my village? Not that I'm saying no, she was one of the only ANBU that actually tried to keep me safe, you know. Tsunade nods, do you remember a man called Hate Gecko? Naruto nods, yes, he was that proctor of the Chunin exams, kept coughing. Tsunade nods, he was Yugao's boyfriend but he died and she never got over it, so she wants to get away from the village. I know she's a valuable member but she wants to go and I won't force her to stay. Naruto nods, I see, well, I'll speak with her, where can I find her? Tsunade smiles, I'll send her to your house. The Namikaze compound is where you're staying, correct? Naruto nods, yes, well I'll take my leave, it was nice seeing you again, Bachan. He stands up and walks to the door then stops, oh, did you know you're my cousin? Tsunade is shocked, what? Naruto nods, yes, it's how I found out who my parents were. Tsunade nods, so how did that work exactly? Naruto leans against the wall, well there was this jutsu, and I put blood on a scroll and something strange happened, a sort of family tree came up. Of course, I didn't know about you until much later, so yeah, you're my cousin. Well, send Yuga when you can. Tsunade nods and Naruto leaves and she sighs, that's just great, I sent my cousin into exile. Hawk, find Yuga and send her to the Namikaze compound. Hawk appears and nods then vanishes via Shunshin. Naruto is back at the compound sitting down with Karen whilst Gale, Anoka, Yukio and many Naruto clones start packing up everything. Karen smirks, so Sakura wants to marry you then, so are you going to say yes to her? You still love her, don't you? Naruto nods, yeah, I'm meeting with my potential brides tomorrow. Say Karen, do you remember the sound 4? Karen nods, yeah, a bunch or arrogant arseholes. Naruto smirks, yeah, I hear you. Now, do you remember the redhead? Well, she's an Uzumaki and she's been a prisoner since the Sasuke retrieval mission. Tsunade is releasing her into my custody. Karen smirks, wow, another Uzumaki. Just then there's a knock at the door. Naruto answers it, and sees Yugao without her mask on. Uzumaki-san, may I come in? Naruto steps to the side and Yugao steps inside. She takes a seat on the couch, and Karen smiles, would you like a drink? Yugao shakes her head, no thank you. Naruto nods as he smiles, so Tsunade says you want to join my village, is this true, Yugao? Yugao nods, that's true Uzumaki-san, I lost the love of my life and even though it's been years I still haven't gotten over it. This place brings bad memories for me. A new place would be ideal for me now. I won't beg you, but I ask if it's possible I can. Naruto smiles. Of course, Yugao-chan. You were one of the only ANBU who protected me time and time again, so, yes Yugao, you can join my village. I would be honored having you in its ranks. Is there any position you planned on asking for within my forces? Yukio then stops. Uzukage Dano, although I am thankful for the chance of becoming your ANBU commander, but I've heard of Nico of Konoha. She would make a better commander. Naruto looks at Yukio. And what about yourself, Yukio? You've served me well since taking the job. Yugao, with a serious face, interrupts Naruto and Yukio's conversation. May I suggest he be my second in command? Naruto nods in agreement. Very well. Yugao is now ANBU commander with Yukio as sub-commander. Welcome to Uzushio Gakure. I suggest you start packing, Yugao-chan. She nods. Understood, Uzukage-sama. Naruto smiles at his new ANBU commander. Naruto or Uzumaki-san is fine, although my friends can call me by my name. Be ready to move out within the next few days. Yugao smiles in return. Understood, Naruto-san. Yugao leaves to start packing. Yukio nods and continues with the sealing of the household items. Karen joins them and Naruto just sits down to think. Several hours later there is a knock at the door. Naruto opens it to 2 ANBU. Lord Uzukage, we have brought Tayuya Uzumaki as requested. Naruto nods and steps aside and Tayuya steps past the ANBU. She looks at Naruto and walks past him as the ANBU turn to leave. Naruto closes the door and follows Tayuya back to the main room and sees Tayuya sitting on the couch. Naruto sits down on another chair facing her. So you're an Uzumaki. Tayuya smirks. Fuck yeah. And you, are you really an Uzumaki? I thought all Uzumaki had red hair. Naruto smirks. I took after my dad. Tayuya smirks. So you're the fuckhead who's looking after me. Before Naruto can answer, a blade is placed at Tayuya's throat. Watch your tongue, girl. He is the Uzukage and the Uzumaki and Namake's clan head. Disrespect him again and Uzumaki or not you lose your head. Tayuya gulps. Got it. As she groans to herself inwardly. I'm sorry, Uzukage Dano. Naruto gives Tayuya a gentle smile. No problem, Tayuya. So, you will be returning with us to Uzushio Gakure within the week. Tayuya is confused. Uzushio Gakure was destroyed. Naruto smirks. It's been rebuilt and is flourishing. Tayuya smirks right back at the teen in front of her. Fucking awesome. My mom told me it was a nice place. Naruto nods. It still is. Tayuya nods. Oh, there's an IWA nin in the prison bragging about being involved with our clan and village's destruction. Mentioned that some guy called Danzo helped IWA in destroying it. Naruto nods. I see. Did he say anything else? Tayuya tells Naruto, Karen, Gale and Yukio everything about what she heard from the IWA nin. Naruto was beyond furious, but Karen was able to calm him down. It was getting late, and he had a busy day tomorrow with meeting his potential brides. Naruto agreed. He didn't want to snap at them. Still, there would be hell to pay once he met his potential brides. It was weird even to him why he wanted them to explain why they wanted to be his bride, but Gale said it was actually a good idea. The next day Naruto was escorted to a meeting room. His potential brides had already been notified of what would happen. Naruto sat in one of the chairs with Yukio and Gale standing against the wall as bodyguards for the proceedings. There was a knock at the door, and in came Ino Yamanaka. She smiles. Hey Naruto-kun. Naruto smiles. Ino. He looks behind him. Wait outside, guys. They looked at Naruto, then Ino, then each other before nodding and leaving the room. Naruto motions Ino to sit down, and she sat next to him. He nods. Okay Ino, I know this is weird, but I don't want to force anyone to marry me. Everyone has free will, so, tell me why you want to marry me. Ino smiles. Well, you're drop-dead gorgeous. I'm surprised how much you've grown. I've heard about your exploits. The Gargle, Vampira and Bane, also known as the Mitsu no Oni, the 3 demons. Naruto smirks. 3 demons, that's a new one, not heard that before. I kind of like it. Okay, anything else? She smiles. Well, we never really got to know each other, and for that, it's my fault for never giving you a chance, but I've grown up and well, you are very attractive, and who can resist my beautiful looks? Naruto grinned back at her. Who indeed? I have to ask, are you okay with this? You weren't forced into it by your parents? Ino smiles. No, not at all. Ever since I saw you years ago, something just sort of clicked. Nobody can force me into anything. When I heard about the idea of marrying you, I asked my parents if it was okay. They never forced me or anything, plus nobody in this village holds a candle to you. The things you've done since your banishment. Which I might add, your friends were all disgusted by it. I might also add you have become a leader of a village, formed alliances, battled missing nin and found clan members. Not that I knew you had a clan until recently. Naruto smirks. Too actually. Did your father tell you who my parents were? She shakes her head. Yes, I'm sorry you lost them so young, and I'm also sorry for the way I treated you when we were kids. Can you ever forgive me? Naruto smiles. Yes, I forgive you. As you said, we were kids. You didn't know, but the villagers that did. That's another story, Naruto said darkly. Ino is shocked but happy. Naruto has forgiven her of how she treated him in the past. Seriously? I'm so glad you did, Naruto. Looking closer, she notices his resemblance to both parents, you know. Now that I can look closer, you do look a lot like your father in the hair and eyes. But your face, wow. Naruto, I can see your mother's features in the shape of your face. Even though I thought you annoying in the academy, I always thought you'd grow from cute to devastating. Your mother, even though I was a Sasuke fangirl for all those years, I looked up to your mother. Lady Kushina was the kunoichi us girls always wanted to be like. She then smiles hopefully at Naruto. So Naruto, I don't know what else I can say to convince you that I'm serious. So I guess I have to just ask you, do I pass or do I have to give you more incentive? Naruto raises an eyebrow, but before he can say anything, Ino stands up, leans down, and plants a kiss on Naruto's lips. Naruto is shocked. He was kind of hoping his first kiss in the village would be with Sakura-chan, since Princess Koike and Temari had both claimed his lips months earlier, but, oh well. It still felt nice. Naruto smiles. You are 100% sure with this? She nods. I am. I want to see your village. Naruto nods back before flashing the smile reserved for those closest to him. Very well, I accept you and your feelings, Ino. Ino is now beaming in happiness. Thanks, Naruto-kun, we're going to have so much fun. Naruto blushes. I'm sure we will. Ino blows him a kiss before walking out the room. Naruto grins, while always the flirt. A few minutes later there is another knock. Gale enters along with Tenten. She smiles. Hey Naruto. Naruto nods. Morning Tenten. Gale is about to leave but turns around. If I may ask you a question before I leave? Tenten nods. Sure. Gale nods. Did you know your parents by any chance? Tenten furrows her brow in thought. Vaguely. May I ask why? You look a lot like Tenzin Uzumaki. He was a blacksmith, one of the best in Uzushio. He fled with his wife and came here taking his wife's surname of Higurashi. Tenten is shocked. So I could be an Uzumaki? Yes, you do look a lot like Tenzin. Tenten's shock now turns to excitement. Wow. Gale then leaves and Naruto smiles. Well, isn't that a surprise? Tenten, I'll ask you the same thing I asked Ino, and that is, why you want to marry me and were you pressured into it? Because if you were, I won't force you into a marriage if it's not what you want. Tenten smiles softly at Naruto's concern over her, and the other girl's feelings. Nobody forced me into anything. Naruto? You know, I remember you vaguely. We were in the same orphanage. Naruto shuts his eyes for a moment as a dim memory makes its presence known. I vaguely remember you. You weren't like the other kids though. I mean, you always treated me nice. I'm sorry that I forgot about you. She nods. It's okay. We were so little back then. Taking a breath to steel her nerves, the bun-haired girl continued. Okay, why do I want to marry you? Well, I've been following your exploits. I always do on new people in the bingo book. You're a swordsman and that's great because I'm a weapons expert, and I'd love to spar with you someday. But well, I also think you're cute and I've kind of always felt alone. We're both orphans so we both know what that loneliness is like. She softly smiles. Having a surname is something I never had and I guess that it could be either Uzumaki or Higurashi. I want to be your wife because I want to fit in and feel like I'm part of a family. I also want to fight alongside you and learn from you. I'm sure there's much you could teach me. The Uzumaki clan are well known for their seal and sword work. They're true seal masters, after all, and great masters of the blade. I've read up on our clan I guess ever since I found out about the offer of marriage and who it's extended to. I want to be one of the best, and be able to stand beside the best for all my life. Naruto smiles back, his real smile. Very well, now, are you 100% sure? You would be leaving behind your teammates after all is said and done. I understand that perfectly, and they already know about my resolve to this. They're sad to see me go, if you accept that is, but they told me to follow my heart, and that's what I'm doing. Naruto, I honestly believe that this is going to be my one true chance at love and happiness, and I have every intention to take it. Make you a happy man and later a proud father. Naruto nods in understanding. Very well Tenten, I accept. I understand and remember what that loneliness felt like and the pain that went with it. I can see the spark of your eyes when you spoke of standing by my side and wanting more in life. Tenten, you will become one of my wives if you wish it so. Naruto stands up and so does Tenten. She hugs Naruto tightly as Naruto surprises her by kissing her on the lips. For a second she hesitates, then she kisses him back. It's only a short kiss, of course. Naruto then stops and smiles at her once more. I will see you soon, Tenchan. She smiles and leaves the room with a blush on her face. A few minutes later there is another knock and in comes Anko. She smiles widely at seeing Naruto. Hey Gaki, long time no see, damn you're looking fine. Naruto smirks and scratches his head. Okay Anko, I'll get straight to the point. Why do you want to marry me and was it forced? Anko grins. Not forced, and well, you are amazing. I've heard much about you. You're strong, fast, scary. You run your own village and you're like awesome. I also think that with that stamina you have, sex with you would be a rush, hours of fun. There's something else as well. Me and you are the same. We're both hated by this village. They still talk about you like you're the devil. The same goes for me. I'm hated because of the actions of my first sensei. Naruto, some days it gets too much and I begin to think that I should just, well, let's just say I kind of need to get out of here. Naruto blushes at all that Anko has said and was starting to get concerned at what she hinted at. Okay, not surprised at what's coming from you. I do have to say I was surprised at the age difference. It's what, 10 or more years? Anko, I'm not even 16 for a few days yet. Anko sighs. Does it really bother you? About the age difference. Naruto sighs as well, kinda. But that doesn't mean you can't join my village if you hate it here so much. Anko nods, understanding Naruto's feelings and offer. Kind of bummed we couldn't have gotten married. But if I can still leave with you then great. She grins. Oh, by the way, the two guys outside, not the redhead but the other one, what's his deal? Naruto smirks, knowing Anko is now most likely in the mood for mischief. That is Yukio Nakazawa, my second in command for AMBU. Yugao is also joining my village as my ANBU commander. Anko nods before speaking in a softer voice. She hasn't been the same since Haikun died. So is Yukio single? I believe so. Although his wife recently died of a sudden illness, he loved her dearly. Anko grins wider. If that's possible, cool. Well, when do you leave? End of the week. She grins and stands up, as does Naruto. She surprises Naruto by kissing him. Naruto at first is surprised but quickly kisses her back. They make out for a minute before she pulls back and grins. Oh, how much fun we could have had, but it's okay. I guess Yuki-kun will just have to witness the sexy beast that is Anko. I guess he will. Anko leaves as Naruto watches as she walks past Yukio and slaps his ass. His face goes bright red and Naruto chuckles and sits down. Gale and Yukio look at each other in shock. A few minutes later there is another knock, and when the door opens there is Hinata Hyuga. She smiles nervously. Hello and Naruto-kun. Naruto smiles as he tries to put the timid girl at ease. Hello Hinata, take a seat, I'll get straight to the point. Why do you want to marry me and were you forced into this? I won't force you to marry me. Hinata nods, still nervous. I understand, and Naruto-kun. She starts playing with her finger and Naruto sighs. This is going to take a while, seems she hasn't changed much. Hinata smiles. I wasn't forced into this marriage, Naruto-kun. I want you to marry Yu because you inspire me to become as stronger. Yu never give up, and well, I love Yu. Naruto sighs. Hinata, from what you have just said, I don't think it's love you have for me but admiration. I inspire you to become stronger like I did in the Chunin exams, that much is true. But I've inspired many people from what I've heard. Gaara, Niji and others. I'm sure I bring out the best in people, or so I've been told. I'm sorry to say this, but you seem to love me for the wrong reasons. I don't think it's love for me. There's someone who's liked you for a long time. I may have been dense, but even I saw it. Hinata looks sad at what she's hearing. But you may come to love me. Naruto sighs. This isn't going to be easy. Hinata, I see you as a great woman. True, you need to work on your confidence and your strengths, but you're an amazing girl. You'll find someone who you truly love, but I'm sorry, it won't be me. Hinata, I'm sorry. Grow strong and make your clan proud of you and marry someone that's truly worthy. Hinata sighs deeply in sadness. I understand, Naruto-kun, maybe you're right. Maybe it wasn't love, but in a way, I will always care for you. You really have made me a better person. Naruto stands up and so does Hinata and he hugs her. I'm truly sorry, Hinata. I really am. Just look, don't let your father and the elders push you around. Show all of them just how strong you are, okay? You can write to me and tell me how you're doing. One day you will be the clan head, believe it. She smiles at hearing Naruto's trademark phrase once again. I will, Naruto-kun. She turns away and leaves the room. Surprisingly, she doesn't cry. She leaves with her head held high. Maybe she's sad, but yet again Naruto is pushing her to improve. Naruto sits down and sighs once again. I am sorry, Hinata, and I'm not stupid. I've been told by Gale that you like me, but sometimes the truth sorts everything out. Naruto then pushed those thoughts aside as he glanced at the list. Wow, it's just down to Sakura-chan. He couldn't help but be hopeful and nervous at the same time. A few minutes there's yet another knock on the door and Sakura enters the room. Naruto immediately notices she's been crying but doesn't know why. When he stands up he's surprised when Sakura rushes up to him and hugs him like her life depended on that hug. All she's able to do is just cry for a minute as Naruto hugs her back, the girl he's always loved. He may love Temari, but the one who really stole his heart is Sakura, and Temari knows that. Naruto and Sakura just stay like this for a few minutes. She finally steps back and Naruto uses his thumb to wipe away her tears and she smiles for the first time in the last couple of days. I've missed you so much. Naruto is shocked but he smiles back. I've missed you also. Are you okay to sit down so we can talk? As Naruto sits down he notices that she's sitting next to him like Ino did. Naruto smiles, that smile he only gives to one person. Sakura-chan, you're even more beautiful than you were before I left. She smiles and blushes. Thank you, Naruto-kun, you're very attractive yourself. Naruto smiles wider at her words. Now tell me, why do you want to marry, and if it was forced? I know that you always loved Sasuke. She frowns at hearing the traitor's name but then smiles at the thought of Naruto sitting next to her. First off, I don't love Sasuke anymore. After thinking for many years I realized I was wasting my time on someone who was so full of hate and corrupted by darkness. He already had an ego and the curse seal just amplified that ego and corrupted him even more. He's not the boy I once thought he was. Like Ino, I lost interest in him at first. I wanted him back for Team 7, then you were banished, and it made things worse. I just don't think of him anymore. It's been years since he left. I can only imagine now much deeper he's fallen into the darkness. Naruto just stares straight ahead and thought for a moment. Yeah, I've heard from Karen, she's my cousin, about him. She used to serve Orochimaru before she joined me. She was in charge of a base in the Land of Waves. Sakura looks up to Suna and the others. Are they okay? Naruto smiles. Yes, Sakura-chan, Tazuna was a big help in rebuilding Uzushio. Did you know they named that bridge after me? Sakura smiles at that. No, I didn't, and I'm glad Tazuna helped you. How is your village? It's going well, but sorry to say this, but can we get back to the question of why you want to marry me and if it was forced? She nods yes. To answer the last part, no, it wasn't forced on me. I made up that decision on my own. Although it made me happy, it made me sad too. Naruto is confused. Go on. I want to marry you because I thought about everything we went through as a team and I realized that you've always been there for me. I guess in a way I want to marry you to apologize for the way I treated you all those years ago. You didn't deserve any of that. But I also realize that I have feelings for you. I know it's stupid with us not seeing each other until today, but my feelings for you are real. I want to marry you. She smiles before continuing, nobody but you ever really treated me properly. Whenever Sasuke rejected me it was always you there for me and I was an idiot. You saved me so many times, you cheered for me even when I treated you badly. I've improved greatly, I'm the apprentice under Lady Tsunade and she has taught me well. For that I have you to thank for pushing me to become a better person. At first I wanted to do it so I wasn't a burden on you even before your banishment I considered asking Lady Tsunade about training me. She has, I'm a medic mean and Tsunade says I might even surpass her one day. Naruto, if you say no I'll understand. Naruto smiles at her answer and reasons, Sakura-chan, I forgave you years ago. I'm glad you have grown so much. You've turned into a beautiful strong woman and Sakura-chan I've loved you for years. Sakura looks at Naruto. How can you love me though after I treated you badly? Naruto once again smiles at her softly. Love makes people do stupid things. Now, are you sure you want to do this? If you are Tsunade's apprentice she'll need you the hospital. Milady Tsunade knows how I feel about you and she knows that if you say yes I will leave with you. I love you and want to be with you, to start a family with you and everything else that goes with a marriage, not out of guilt but because I love you. Naruto smiles and stands up as does Sakura and they hug again then he plants a kiss on her head. I want to marry you Sakura-chan. It's always been one of my dreams and in a way I have succeeded in my other dream although not Hokage. I'm the Uzukage of Uzushio and clan head of the Uzumaki and Namikaze clans. Sakura is shocked. The Yandame's clan? Wait, is he related to you? Naruto smiles as if he just come up with the ultimate prank. The Yandame Minato Namikaze was my father, and my mother was Kushina Uzumaki. You found out your parents, that's amazing, she replies with a wide smile. I will be leaving at the end of the week. I'm not sure when you three will be joining me though, soon I hope. Sakura smiles in agreement, soon I hope as well. Naruto and Sakura share a passionate kiss before Sakura smiles and pulls away. I'll see you soon Naruto-kun. Naruto smiles, say goodbye to your parents. She smiles but Naruto notices it's forced, something's happened. She then leaves and Gale and Yukio enter. Gale smiles, so how many did you accept, and what was up with the purple-haired women? Naruto just keeps smiling, come we have work to do and I chose 3, the first 2 and Sakura-chan who just left. Enko is too old for me but she does like Yukio so beware. Yukio smirks, she was hot. Naruto smirks, she's a good kisser that's for sure. Now we get Karen and search for Danzo en route with her sensor skills she should be able to locate him, and we will end him. He was a key component in our clan and village's destruction. After leaving the meeting room Naruto, Gale and Yukio make their way back to the Uzumaki compound. As soon as they step inside they're met by Karen and Tayuya. As they all sit around a table Tayuya is surprised she's included, but when she asks he says it's an Uzumaki matter. Yukio's here because at the moment, he's my ANBU commander. Naruto starts to speak, okay the plan is simple Karen, you use your sensor skills to locate this root base. When Karen has found it, we go in and kill anyone we see. Danzo was behind the destruction of our clan and village. Now it's high time he realized he made the biggest mistake of his life. At this Naruto stood up drawing his sword as he did, my family and clansmen, Danzo's life ends today, Root ends today. Why Gigi allowed Root to remain is beyond me but he's meddled in our clan's affairs long enough. Anoka then speaks, what about Konoha? We're going to be killing members of their village plus one of the Hokage's advisors. Naruto smirks as he sits back down, they better stay out of our way. If any of them attack, restrain them or knock them unconscious, do not kill or harm any of them any more than you have to. The only blood spilled today is Root's and Danzo's. Leave that bastard for me and me alone, Naruto ordered with a death's head grin, he's mine. Tayuya displays a tight and grim smile as she speaks up, fuck yeah, I really need a good fight but I'm kind of useless without my flute, she confesses. Anoka looks confused at that statement, you fight with a flute Tayuya-chan? Tayuya nods as she answers, I used it to summon demons. Just then there's a knock at the door so they all stay quiet. Naruto heads to the door and opens the door and sees Anko and Yugao. Naruto looks at them, can I help you too? Yugao smiles, yes Naruto-san, here's Tayuya's personal affix. Well, actually a flute and a few trinkets. Lady Tsunade requested that I deliver them as soon as the paperwork cleared. Naruto nods and takes the flute, thank you Yugao-chan, but why did it take you both to come? Anko grins, oh I was just in the area. Naruto raises an eyebrow, I see. Are you sure that your trip here isn't related to a certain ANBU commander? The Uzukage teased his future citizen and academy instructor. Anko said nothing as her red face spoke volumes. Shrugging his shoulders Naruto bowed deeply to the 2 kunoichi before speaking, well thanks again. Have a good evening ladies. Naruto closes the door then returns to the front room grinning like a man and, Tayuya catch. Tayuya catches the flute and happily grins, oh yeah, now we're talking. Naruto turns to Karen with a semi-serious face. How was the training with Tayuya whilst I was gone? Karen smiles, she's improved somewhat. Genjutsu is her best skill but she can also use a tanto. She's a very quick learner. Like all Uzumaki, after all, it's in our genes. She smirks at her cousin. Naruto nods, good, I'll help with her training when we have dealt with this, now let's go. They all suit up and wait a few minutes before they leave the compound. Unbeknownst to them, Yugao and Anko were watching them from the shadows. They noticed that Naruto, Gale, Karen, Yukio, and Tayuya were armed and ready for a fight. Yugao is confused and softly asked Anko, maybe they're training for something? Anko shakes her head no, they have a training field attached to the compound. They're up to something and it's getting my blood running. She then turned to her friend with a glint of mischief in her eye. As his ANBU commander, maybe you should join us. Yugao looks at Anko. Us? Anko grins wider. Yeah, I'm going to follow them. Yugao just rolls her eyes but follows as well. For a while, they watch the small group. It seems the redhead is leading them somehow. Meanwhile, back with Naruto, he looks at Karen in anticipation. Anything yet? Karen stops and looks around, then nods and points. This way I can feel a large group of people underground. Now we just have to find the entrance. After a few minutes of searching, they stop at a boulder with Karen pointing towards it. The entrance is behind that boulder. Before anyone can do anything, Karen smirks. We have company. Where? There, Karen replied as she pointed towards the shadows. As if on cue, Yugao and Anko jump down. Yugao sighs as she walks towards her new boss. Naruto-san, what's going on? Naruto's face was devoid of any emotion, even his trademark grin was gone. What he said in answer to her question chilled Yugao's blood, about to destroy Root and Danzo hopefully. Anko grins. What did I tell you, Yugao? I knew they were up to something. Count me in. Yugao sighs once more. May I ask why you are doing this? Naruto now smirks as his eyes flash red for an instant. Short answer? Danzo was to blame for my clan and village's demise. In doing so he made an enemy of the wrong man, me. Anko grins wider. She was not only enjoying herself but Yugao's discomfort as well. So, shall we have some fun then? Yugao sighs. Fine, I just know I'm going to get in trouble with this, but who cares? I'm leaving with Naruto soon anyway. Naruto pulls out his katana. He adds some wind to its edge and slashes at the rock and watches as it literally gets sliced in half. Anko smirks. Damn, you've improved, Gaki. Naruto just schools his face to show nothing and starts walking. Let's go. Everyone nods and follow into the tunnel. At 50 meters, Naruto smashes a door down and comes out into an opening with over 100 members of Root. Everyone pulls out their blade, but Naruto grins as he channels some of the fox's chakra that elongates his eye teeth into fangs and changes his eyes to red. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Over 200 clones of Naruto appear. Naruto just points, and the clones start attacking. 2 Root members come at Naruto, but he just uses Shunshin to appear in front of them. Before they can react, their heads have left their bodies. Tayuya uses her flute, Matiki, Genbuso Kayaku, demonic flute, illusionary warriors manipulating melody. 3 demons arrive and start attacking anything not an Uzumaki or a member of their party. Anko does some hand signs, her voice now filled with venom and hate. Sunai Jashu, hidden shadow snake hands. Snakes come out of her sleeves and start attacking the members of Root. Yugao goes through some hand signs before she unsheathes her blade. Mikazuki no Mai, Dance of the Crescent Moon. Karen and Gale both go through some hand signs. Kondo Fusa. Yukio also weaves his own set of hand signs. Dotun, Doriyuso, Earth Release, Earth Flow Spears. Naruto continues walking, making quick work on any ANBU he sees. A pair of Root members jump in front of Naruto and he smirks, ready for battle. Before he can swing his blade, Yugao and Gale jump in front of Naruto. Gale smiles at his leader. We'll deal with these two, go after Danzo, I saw him above us. Naruto nods, stay safe. He then uses Shunshin and appears in front of Danzo. Danzo Shimura, your life ends here. Now, he calls in a deceptively calm voice. Danzo smirks in condescension. Oh, you really think you can beat me, boy? Naruto smirks. I already have. You see, this was my second objective. You see, the first was placing a seal on your body so your Sharingan eyes can help you now. You didn't think I'd notice you had them now, did you? Well, I did, and your chakra has been sealed. You fucked up, Danzo. I was thinking about seeing what a mummy could do, but I think I'll just end your life. You caused the decimation of my clan and the destruction of my village. For that I, as Uzukage and the head of the Uzumaki clan, pass judgment. I find you guilty of those crimes as well as the involvement in the death of a fellow Kage, Hiruzen Sarutobi. Now, the sentence is that you die. Any last words, you old bag of bones? Danzo is shocked and grunts in surprise. When did he place the seal on me? I didn't feel a thing. Damn Uzumaki, he could have been my weapon, but no. That old fool had to keep him away from me. All I did was for the good of Konohagakure. Everything I did was to protect the leaf, but that fool of a Hokage and his will of fire, he was the one that weakened Konoha. I have no regrets in what I've done. History will absolve me. Naruto just rolls his eyes at Danzo's feeble attempt to justify his actions. Yeah, whatever lets you sleep at night. Keep telling yourself that lie, you pathetic excuse for a human being. You're a power-hungry tyrant. You know, Aji-sama used to tell me how much you changed. Always going behind his back, always trying to countermand him. Sigh, you're just a bitter old man who felt you should have been the Hokage. Well, you deserve nothing. All you would have done is try to conquer everything and everyone. I know why you helped IWA. It was because my clan refused to share their secrets with you, but enough talking. My blade is thirsting for your blood. I suggest you just stand still. If you run, you'll just die tired and out of breath. As he said those words, Naruto smiled a smile that froze Danzo's blood. He'd seen that smile before, years ago on a red-haired kunoichi named Uzumaki Kushina. Danzo takes several steps back. Damn it, my plans are being stopped, damn this kid, are his thoughts. The other thoughts he had was where his bodyguards were, and how did the demon brat get inside his headquarters without notice. Naruto is still smiling at Danzo. Well, if you're not going to move, I should just start my fun. He uses Shunshin and then quickly returns to his place. When he does, he holds up his trophy. It's then that Danzo feels the burning pain. He looks at where his arm should be, the arm that Naruto is holding. Naruto grins in triumph. That's only the start of your pain. Meanwhile, Yugao and Gale stand over the dead bodies of the two dead Root members. Yugao looks closely. Fuyamanaka and Toryun Aburaim, Danzo's commanders. Gale spits on their bodies. He needs stronger commanders then. Well, let's clean up here. Yugao nods and they join in with the others. After 10 minutes, all the Root that are present are dead. They're all checking each other for wounds, finding none. None of them are badly hurt, surprisingly. Only a few scratches and a few bruises. Karen looks around and surveys the carnage. I sense more people here, but they're not moving. Surely if there were more Root they would have attacked at once, right? Yugao turns to Karen. How can you sense people? Are you a sensor type? Karen nods. Yes, I was told by someone when I was little. It runs in my family. You know, I think we should go looking for these people. Gale nods. Stay together in pairs. I'll go with Karen, Tayuya with Yukio, and Yugao with Anko. I'm sure you two can continue working together. They all nod and start searching for these other people. Meanwhile, back with Naruto, he smirks. You don't look so good, Danzo. I'm getting rather bored. I think I'll just kill you now. But before I do, I want you to know just one thing. You say you did everything for the good of the village. That history would vindicate you. Well, once you're dead and gone, I'll make sure your name is removed from the records and history books. In all but one, you'll be mentioned as the facilitator of my clan's decimation and the accomplice to the assassin of the third Hokage. You'll be seen only as a traitor to his village, allies and best friend. In all other areas you'll be a ghost, a shadow with no one remembering who that old mummy was. Your birth certificate, your diploma from the academy and your promotion documents. Every citation, award and pronouncement will be destroyed, your name in ashes, scattered to the winds. In death you'll be as your minions, nameless, faceless, unmourned and unremembered. Danzo Shimura, when I'm done all you will be as a figment of the imagination. He runs up to Danzo and with one slash of his sword Danzo's head leaves his body. Naruto picks up the head and seals it in a scroll. He looks down and sees all the Root dead and his friends unharmed and breathing, so that's good, total mission success. Karen and Gale are walking through some corridors where she sensed the other people. Now in a laboratory, Gale and Karen looks at each other wondering what this could entail when Karen stops by a door. She checks the lock but it's locked tight. Well, it was until Gale just kicks it in. Of course, he used a jutsu that turned his leg into rock first. They step inside the room and see a woman lying on a bed. At first they do nothing until Karen sees the red hair and rushes over. Mom. Gale looks over. Isn't your mom dead? Gale spots a clipboard and flips through it. That bastard. He spat out. Karen looks around. What's wrong, Gale? Gale points to the women. That's Kushina Uzumaki, Naruto's mother. That twisted bastard, he's been experimenting on her. Karen is in shock. She grabs the clipboard. That sick motherfuck, let's hope Naruto killed him. They hear a voice behind them. If you're talking about Danzo, he's dead, so what have you found? Who's this? Karen and Gale look at each other and Naruto looks at them. Well? Gale sighs. Naruto, this is. He looks down. This is your mother. Naruto is shocked. My mom? He walks up to the bed and checks for a pulse, and is glad she's alive. He clenches his fist until Karen puts her hand on his and he looks at her. She smiles. Go and find Tsunade, she will be able to see if she's okay. Naruto nods and Karen passes him the file on what's happened to her. Naruto takes it, and as he leaves he flips through the file, getting angrier. Naruto heads straight to Tsunade's office. He sees Shizen, who sees the blood all over him, and she's worried. Naruto-kun, are you okay? Naruto looks down and then looks at her with an embarrassed smile. Yeah, oh this? Don't worry, Anai-chan, it's not my blood. Where's Tsunade? Shizen is shocked by the blood, then she snaps out of it. She's in a council meeting. Is someone hurt? Naruto doesn't reply, he just walks off. She follows him as he walks straight to the doors and opens them up, interrupting the council meeting. Tsunade looks up and sees the blood all over Naruto. Naruto. What happened? Naruto pulls out a scroll and tosses it to Tsunade, who opens it, and pulls out Danzo's head. She looks at Naruto. Why would you kill Danzo? Naruto gives her a smile devoid of humor, for many reasons, all of them legitimate, and within reason. I also slaughtered his root. As for Danzo, his crimes demanded death, helping IWA destroy my clan and village, helping that bastard snake Orochimaru enter the village during the Chunin exams. Yes, I found that out before I killed him. He then tosses a clipboard at Tsunade. And lastly, having my mother experimented on in his underground laboratory. Tsunade is in shock, but she flips through the file and growls, that bastard, where is she now? Naruto. Naruto looks up, still with Gale and the others unless they brought her to the hospital. Tsunade stands up, meeting overcome. Naruto, let's check on your mother. Are you hurt? Naruto shakes his head. Tsunade smiles. Good, let's go. Naruto nods and follows Tsunade out. The council are in shock. Some growls, that bastard experimented on my friend? If he wasn't dead I'd kill him. Mice, hey, check out his eye, it's partially covered. Shikaku moves the bandages to the side. How did he get a Sharingan eye? He looks at Koharu and Hamura. Did either of you know about this? They are just as shocked but shake their heads. Sim stands up. I'm going to see how Kushina is doing. Hey, Shikaku, what was that bastard doing? Shikaku reads the file and clenches his fist, then passes the file to Tsum, who reads it then storms off. Shikaku groans. This is beyond troublesome. Naruto and Tsunade quickly made their way to the hospital. When they got there they saw Gale holding Kushina. When Tsunade saw her, her fist clenched. It was still hard to believe she's alive, but seeing her with her own eyes was proof enough. Tsunade looked at Gale. Follow me. Let's see what that bastard's done with my friend. Everyone followed Tsunade to an exam room. Gale placed her on a bed and immediately Tsunade went to work. A minute later Shizen and Sakura arrive. Shizen goes straight to Tsunade but freezes when she sees Kushina. But how? Tsunade looks up. Shizen, focus. Shizen nodded. Hi. Sakura looked over at Naruto. He seemed traumatized and was in shock. She then looked at Tsunade. Milady, do you need some help? Tsunade looked up. No, Sakura. Look after your fiancé. He's a bit traumatized right now. Sakura nodded. What's wrong and who's that, milady? Before Tsunade can reply, Naruto spoke up. His voice is low but Sakura was close enough to hear him. It's my mom. Sakura looks at Naruto shocked. Your mother? Tsunade simply nodded. Take him to the cafeteria and stay with him. Me and Shizen have got this. Sakura nods. Hi. She looks at Naruto. Come on, Naruto-kun. She reaches for his hand. He looks at her, and she smiles. Come on. Your mom will be okay. Although inwardly she's thinking his mother's alive, but how and where has she been all his life? He looks back at his mom before Sakura tugs on his hand and he reluctantly follows her out of the room. Gale, Yukio, Karen, Anko, and Yugao are all in shock. Yugao and Anko both knew of her, as did Gale, and of course it's Karen's aunt. Only Yukio seems unaffected, though that's not to say he's never heard of Kushina Uzumaki. I mean, who hasn't heard of one of the most strongest and feared kunoichis of all time? As Naruto and Sakura leave, Gale moves to follow them, but Karen puts a hand on his shoulder. Allows Sakura to help him. We should remain here for when my aunt wakes up. Anko looks at her. Your aunt, so why weren't here then when Naruto needed family around him? Karen looked down guilty, knowing she should have come with her mother, especially after they stopped receiving letters from Kushina. Gale glared at her. That's enough, Anko. She only found out a few years ago that she even had a cousin and that her aunt was dead. Anko sighed. Sorry, Karen. I'm just wound up. To know all this time, 12 years of Naruto's life, and he was alone, and yet his mother was so close. Yugao growled. I feel the same way. Naruto was almost like my little brother. I watched out for him as much as I could and saw how he looked at parents with their kids and how it would affect him. But he remained strong, only crying when he got home. They all heard that and they all felt Naruto's pain. Right now, of course, Yukio knows Naruto the least out of everyone here and didn't meet him until he arrived in Uzushio, but still hearing what Yugao said really pissed him off. Yugao sighed. I need to get some air and calm down. Anko nods. Yeah, I need a drink. Come on, Yukio. I'll buy you some sake and dango. Yukio nodded, but he looked at Gale first, who gave a nod, and he follows out Yugao and Anko, leaving Gale and Karen sitting down in shock. Karen looked at Gale. She can see the hurt, the anger and the guilt in his eyes and knows he blames himself. To be honest, she felt terrible as well, hoping her aunt will be okay. Meanwhile, Sakura and Naruto were in the cafeteria. She got both of them some tea that she drank when she's stressed sometimes. Even Tsunade drinks it, which helps her. Right now she sat on the other side of the table from Naruto, and she's held his hands in hers. Are you okay, Naruto-kun? I can hardly imagine how you are feeling right now, but what happened? Where was she? Naruto at first said nothing, then when Sakura squeezed his hand his eyes locked with hers and he finally spoke. Danzo Shimura had her in his underground lair. He was experimenting on her all this time. She was so close to me and that bastard had her. Sakura was in shock. That monster. How could he do that to Naruto's mother? That bastard. I have no idea how Naruto's feeling, but he's not alone. I'll never leave him. Never again. What happened to Danzo? Did you find him? Naruto nods. I killed him. I wish I could bring him back so I could kill him time and time again. Sakura knew how he's felt. Just be glad he's dead and your mom will be fine, Naruto-kun. Tsunade and Shizen will do everything to make her better. Do you know what he was trying to do? Naruto nodded. Trying to find out the Uzumaki secret to longevity. Plus she had a jutsu called chakra chains. He wanted that, but according to the results he was unsuccessful. Sakura smiled. Well, that's good. Drink the tea, Naruto-kun. It will help calm you down. Naruto took the cup and sipped it. Good tea, Sakura smiled. I use it, as does Milady when we're stressed out. It helps a lot. Just then Shizen entered. Naruto-kun. Naruto looked up. How is she? Shizen smiled. She is fine, Naruto-kun. She's resting. He had her under some powerful sedatives, but she will be fine. Although she is in a coma right now, but she will be fine when she wakes up. Naruto nods. Thanks, Nei-san, she smiled. You should go home and get some rest. You look tired. Naruto nodded and stood up. Thanks for the tea, Sakura-chan. I'll see you later. Sakura smiled. Get some sleep, Naruto-kun. Naruto nodded and left. Shizen then sat down and asked what happened, so Sakura tells Shizen what Naruto told her, and she felt sad for Naruto. For 2 days there were no changes. Naruto would spend a few hours each day sitting beside his mom. At first he just looked at her in shock until Karen told him to hold her hand, which he did. She had such smooth hands. Tsunade told him stories of his mom, so he was surprised there was no calluses on her hands. By then it was the late evening of the October 9th. Tomorrow would be Naruto's birthday. His friends were informed, as were a few others, that if they wanted to celebrate his birthday, knowing that soon as soon as Kushina wakes up that Naruto would be leaving. Everyone had gone to bed already, leaving just Naruto sitting on the couch in deep thought. Karen wanted to comfort her cousin. They really became more of a brother/sister than cousins. Naruto's brought out of his thoughts by a knock on the door. He's surprised since only certain people can enter, and that is by placing blood on the gates which would recognize them, so he wonders who it is. He headed for the door and opened it, and is surprised to see Sakura at the door. Sakura-chan, what are you doing here? She smiles. Can I come in, Naruto-kun? Naruto steps to the side and lets her in. They both sit down. They haven't seen each other since their talk, with her being too busy at the hospital, telling Tsunade she would be leaving with Naruto, so she decided to tie up her loose ends. Naruto sees her bags also but doesn't say anything about them. They sat on the couch and Naruto looked at her. So what brings you here, Sakura-chan? And what's with your bags? I heard you're staying with Ino. Sakura smiled. I was, but she talks in her sleep, and from what I've heard it's mainly about what you and her will be getting up to whilst in bed together. Naruto was shocked and has his mouth open until Sakura closes it, so I was hoping I could stay here. Naruto looked at her and smiled. Sure. I have plenty of rooms. It's weird, my dad built this place for himself, my mom and me, but it's more like a hotel. Sakura smiled. He probably wanted a big family. Naruto nodded. Yeah, probably. Has there been any change? Sakura shook her head. Not since I left work a few hours ago. Naruto was shocked. Wait, you work at the hospital? Sakura smiled. Yes, I pretty much run the place, actually. Naruto nodded. Well, I'll find you a room then. It's pretty late. You just finished a shift or something? She nodded. Yeah, I love the job, but it sure tires me out sometimes. They headed upstairs. Karen came out of her room and saw Naruto and Sakura and smirked, but when she saw that Sakura was going to have a spare room, she helped Naruto find some sheets and stuff before doing her own business, wishing them a good night. After they've got the stuff she needed, Sakura said goodnight and started making up her bed. After about an hour, she was still awake though. She just couldn't sleep. She had not told anyone, but the fact her parents disowned her had still affected her, and she couldn't deny all those wet dreams Ino's been having. And Ino's talking in her sleep had got Sakura thinking she wanted to be close to Naruto. She doesn't want to come off as desperate though, even though she wanted to be with Naruto forever. Plus she also had been thinking about Naruto a lot, especially about how he must have been taking his mom being alive. She has no idea how he must be feeling. She climbed out of her bed and left her room. She started looking around for Naruto's room. She could feel his chakra, so she knocked on the door, and it opened to see a sight that almost makes Sakura jump him right there. He was bare-chested and only wearing shorts. Can we talk? Naruto nodded and stepped aside so she could enter, and they sat on the bed. Naruto looked at her. Can't sleep, Sakura-chan? She shook her head. No, I've been thinking a lot. How are you taking your mom being alive? It must be shocking. He nodded. All my life I wanted parents. And yet I thought they deserted me. Then I find out who she was and it made me think of what she was like, but I thought she was dead. Little did I know that freak Danzo had my mother so close. It makes me so mad. Sakura nodded. I know how you feel. Well, not exactly, but I guess I can only imagine how you feel is probably better. Naruto nodded again. Kakashi came to see me yesterday. I guess Yugao, Enko or someone else told him. He was shocked. He was my dad's student, and it made him guiltier that he neglected me now. Plus he knew my mom as well, so he's probably shitting himself, and will probably take a year-long mission just to escape her. Sakura giggled. I could imagine that. Naruto then looked at her. Have you been crying, Sakura-chan? Sakura nodded shamefully. I haven't told you, but I've been disowned. Naruto was shocked. What? Why? Sakura sighed. My parents hate you. They're stupid and can't see the truth. When I told them I wanted to marry you, they demanded I return to Milady and take my name off the list of people to marry you, but I said no, so they kicked me out. I am just Sakura now, not Sakura Haruno. They didn't even want to hear your name when Ino found out you were alive. When she visited me for the last time, my parents kicked her out and told her never to return again. Naruto was shocked. That's wrong. How could they do that to their own daughter? Sakura scoffed. I'm not their daughter anymore, Naruto-kun. They're blinded by their hate, and while it saddens me for what they did, I don't care. Naruto sighed. You will be Sakura Uzumaki Namikaze soon. Sakura looks up and smiled. I guess you're right. I heard something weird that Tenten is actually an Uzumaki. Is that true? Naruto nodded. I was as shocked as well. She was an Uzumaki on her dad's side and her mom was a Higurashi. Sakura nodded and then reached forward and locked her lips with Naruto. He was shocked at first, but then wrapped his arms around her waist and kissed her back. Lemon starting. Don't read if you don't want to. Sakura cooed as Naruto started to kiss her neck, his hands soothingly touching her sides as she laid down on the bed. And Naruto-kun, she whispered as Naruto kissed her neck, feeling her quickening pulse. It's alright, the boy said as he got on top of Sakura. We're getting married, remember? He grinned as his hands slipped into hers, their fingers intertwining. It's okay for us to do married couple stuff. The pinkette blushed before chuckling. I guess you're right. She took her hand and put it on his chest and felt his heartbeat. Make love to me, Naruto. Naruto's response was another deep kiss before his hands reached for her shirt. Sakura held her arms up and let Naruto tug the red shirt off of her, exposing her to the boy. The pinkette cooed softly as Naruto's warm hands cupped her bosom. Ever since they first met, Naruto had noticed how Sakura had filled out nicely. Sakura could feel herself start to get wet as Naruto played with her. When Sakura reached for Naruto's clothes, the blonde-haired boy nodded and let Sakura sit up. After a few seconds, the two ninjas had shed their clothes and hit the sheets naked. Embracing each other, the two lovers rolled around while they explored each other's mouths. Naruto loved how Sakura tasted like sweet cherries. Sweat began to bead on his skin as Sakura's soft rubbed into his chest. Rolling off of her, Naruto lay next to Sakura, his leg overlapping hers as his hand reached for her hot honeypot. In response to Naruto's touching her pink lips, her hand went to his throbbing shaft. The two kissed sweetly as they got each other off. Naruto's free hand went to Sakura's and squeezed while his tongue mingled with hers. Naruto, she whispered as her thumb ran across the head of his manhood, smearing the drop of precum dripping out of his throbbing shaft. She bit down on her lip as Naruto slipped a finger inside of her. Her body instinctively heated up as he slipped another in, his digits probing her wet hole. I want to taste you, she said, her cheeks matching her hair as the blood rushed to her face. Kissing her forehead, Naruto nodded. Go ahead, Sakura. I want to taste you too. Smiling tenderly, Sakura sat up and got on top of him. She laid down until her face was in front of his long length, and her was in front of her fiancé's face. Both ninjas moaned as they gave the other oral, partaking in the steamy 69 position. Sakura purred at Naruto's hot taste while bobbing her head up and down, taking him as deep as she could go. Her hands cupped his balls while her lover ate her out. Naruto found himself in seventh heaven as he licked Sakura's honeypot. His hands ran across her delicate back, feeling all of the curves of her smooth body while he indulged in her taste. MMHHH. Sakura could feel a hot tingling build inside of her, but she wasn't going to come yet. She wanted to climax together with Naruto. Her hands played with the blonde boy's balls while she pulled her head back, licking the weeping slit to his cock. Naruto refused to lose either in this sexual battle. His hands massaged her peachy ass while running his tongue against her sensitive clit. Both foreign to the pleasures of the flesh, they simultaneously moaned into each other as they climaxed together. Sakura gulped down Naruto's hot treat, his thick taste landing on her tongue as he exploded in her mouth. Naruto likewise swallowed her juices as she gushed on his face, her taste making Naruto's mind melt. Sakura rolled off of Naruto and panted for air. She'd never climaxed that hard before. While that was wow when she felt hands grab her legs, she opened her eyes to see Naruto mounting her. And Naruto? She muttered. The boy smiled tenderly at her as he pushed her legs back, leaving Sakura's feet in the air. His cock was still rock hard and he knew what he wanted. He wanted to make Sakura scream his name. Are you ready? He asked as he rubbed the head against her hole, her juices lubing up the head. When Sakura smiled and nodded, he pushed into her. Naruto's eyes shut as Sakura's warm walls enveloped him. Sakura groaned as Naruto filled her, claiming her virginity. The boy moaned Sakura's name as he began to pump in and out of her. Sakura's toes curled as her body was racked with ecstasy. She'd wanted this for so long, and it was even better than anything she'd ever imagined. Naruto, she moaned repeatedly, his name becoming her chant as he began to pump in and out of her faster. Naruto's hips slapped against her thighs as he put Sakura's legs on his shoulders. Her walls continuously squeezed him as his cock pistoned in and out of her rapidly. His eyes became glued to her as they bounced with thrusts. He leaned down and pinned Sakura beneath him as his thrusts increased in tempo. Sakura! You're so tight, he groaned, the bed shaking and banging against the wall as the two fornicated. Yes. Sakura moaned heavenly, the ecstasy washing her away. So good. My feels so good, Naruto. She clutched the bedsheets as the tension inside her began to wind up again. So big. So deep. She cried out, crying out his name over and over again. Naruto could feel his balls swell as the pleasure began to pool inside of him. Sweat dripped down his back as he made Sakura his. Sakura, he groaned as the tension inside him became too much to bear. I'm gonna come. Pulling out of her, he stroked his cock hard and fast before gushing all over Sakura's beautiful body, staining her chest and stomach. The feeling was too much for the pinkette and pushed her over the edge. Naruto! Sakura cried out as she climaxed along with her fiancé. Her toes curled as her squirted, the darkened room looking bright to her fading vision. She had just enough coherence to feel Naruto kiss her, sharing the moment of bliss alongside her. Spent, the boy grabbed his discarded shirt and cleaned her up, tossing the soiled garment to the floor before lying beside her. It didn't take long for them both to fall asleep. Whilst Naruto and Sakura slept beside each other at the hospital, a sleeping redhead awakens. Kushina looks around and is stunned to see herself in a hospital. Tears come from her eyes. How did she get here? It's been so long since she was conscious. That bastard Danzo kidnapped her, so long ago, and experimented on her. Just then the door opens, and she looks up and sees her old friend Tsunade, who walks over to her, and pulls out of the tubes from her mouth and helps her sit up. She looks at Kushina, her old friend, and inwardly smiles. I'm so happy she's awake. I wonder how Naruto will feel. I'm glad you're finally awake. It's been a few days since you was rescued, by your son, and niece and a few others. Kushina smiles. It's good to see you, Tsunade. Where is my son? Is he okay? Tsunade smiles. Naruto's just fine. He's at the Namikaze compound with the rest of the Uzumaki clan. He's been so worried about you. Kushina cries that her son's worried about her. What about Danzo? Tsunade smiles. Don't worry about him right now. Kushina ignores her. What happened to that bastard? Tsunade smiles. If you must know, he's dead. Naruto killed him. Kushina nods. Good. Take me to my son, please. Tsunade sighs. You just woke up, rest for now. Kushina is about to then ask Tsunade a question. What is the date? Tsunade is confused at first, then smiles. It's the October 10th, Naruto's birthday. Kushina smiles. Then take me to the Namikaze compound. I want to surprise my Sochi. Tsunade sighs. Stubborn as always. Naruto gets that from you, you know. Kushina nods and Tsunade helps her up. She allows Kushina to change into fresh clothes before they leave the hospital, and she escorts Kushina to the Namikaze compound with ANBU. Escort which so happens to involve Yugao, who's also happy she's awake. Tsunade helps her and then she leaves to head back to the hospital. Whilst Kushina looks around the compound, she then heads into the kitchen and starts making breakfast for her son and the rest of the people staying here. Meanwhile, Naruto and Sakura are still cuddled up together. When Naruto wakes up, he looks to the side and sees his Sakura-chan and kisses her forehead, and she smiles. Morning. Naruto-kun, did you sleep well? Naruto grins. I haven't slept better in my life, especially with you beside me. She blushes and then sniffs someone's cooking, and it smells nice. Let's get dressed and head down for some breakfast, shall we? He looks at her and nods. Hey, Sakura-chan, what happened yesterday? She looks at him as she gets dressed. It was one of the best things I've ever felt. I'm so happy right now. Naruto smiles. After breakfast, I'll visit my mom. Sakura smiles. She'd like that. I'll go change in my room. Wait for me. Okay. He nods. Okay. A few minutes later, they're both heading downstairs. It seems everyone's still asleep, which is weird, so just who is cooking then? They head into the kitchen. As they arrive in the kitchen, they both stop in their tracks. Kushina hears a gasp and turns around and sees her son all grown up and a girl beside him. With pink hair, she smiles. Morning, Sochi. Naruto looks at his mother in shock. She's awake. Mom. Naruto and Kushina stare at each other. For Naruto, it's seeing his mother for the first time awake. Of course, he saw her plenty of times in her coma. Finding her in that bastard Danzo's underground lair was a shock, to say the least. He doesn't really know what to think of her being alive. He always wondered, of course, where his parents went. Of course, now he knows she was kidnapped. According to the documents he read, she was taken the day of his birth. Finding out that Danzo tried to experiment on her made his blood boil. It also made his blood boil that she was so close to him, and yet so far away. Annoyed him greatly. That was until he was banished. It makes him wonder if he'd never returned, he would never have known she was even alive. He spent a lot of time just standing beside her bed. He never touched her at all until Karen told him to hold her hand, which he did. He wanted her to wake up more than he thought. She's his mother after all. But he's also scared to have a mother, is something he always wanted, and now he has one. He doesn't know what to do, or how to act. Which brings us back to the here and now, his mother being awake and standing across from him with his future fiancé beside him. For Kushina, it's only the second time she's ever seen her baby boy. The first time was just before Minato took him away to have the QB sealed in him. It broke her heart to know what fate may become of her baby. She knows that people hated her at first because she was once in the same situation as her son. She wasn't as gullible as Minato to think that the village would treat him as a hero, although she secretly hoped they would. At least he would have Mikoto, his godmother, to look after him. Plus there was her old friends. Surely they would have took him in, or at least looked after him, as a favor to her. Now she's seeing him for the second time 16 years later. He's such a handsome young man, and she's glad he looks so much like Minato. His eyes, they'll give off a different look. A look of sadness, and having a harsh life. She hopes she can find out why that is. A part of her is crying inside, knowing he grew up without her. But now they're reunited, and she will never leave him again. Then there's the pink-haired girl beside her son. They seem close. The pink hair is familiar to her, but she doesn't think too much on it and looks back at her son. It's been 5 minutes since Naruto said mom. Either has moved so far it's like they're frozen in time or something. Naruto doesn't know what to do, how to react around her. This is so unbelievable to him. He can't deny he always wondered who his parents are. He never even knew if she was alive or dead until Karen told him that the woman laying down unconscious on the bed in Danzo's underground base was his mom. And now she's awake and in front of him. For Kushina, she also doesn't know what to do. Part of her wants to run over and hug her baby, but his facial expressions are confusing. She can see confusion, sadness, anger. Whether it's at her, she doesn't know. She hopes not. Does he hate her? It would break her heart if that was true. Does he think she abandoned him or never loved him? While Naruto and Kushina are having their inner turmoil, Sakura is just watching them. She watches her fiancé, knowing that for him it's strange he never knew about his mother, and now she's right there in front of him, and he doesn't know how to act. She can't say she wouldn't be in a similar predicament. She then looks at Naruto's mom and sees her facial expression. She's worried. Ino's told her about such expressions and knows she's in pain somehow. She then looks at Naruto and sees why it's like he's running through his emotions, and one is anger. Is it at his mom or at Danzo? She then looks back at his mom and can guess that she thinks her son hates her. She knows that's not true. He's spent hours by her bed. She then nudges Naruto and whispers to him, Naruto-kun, go and hold your mother. She thinks you hate her. Just look at her. She's almost about to cry. He looks at her in shock, then looks at his mom. How can she think that? I guess she misjudged my expressions. He then steps forward and hugs her. Kushina has her head lowered in shame but is surprised when she feels two strong arms hug her. She looks up and cries. Her baby doesn't hate her and is hugging her. My beautiful baby, I love you so much. I'm so sorry for not being by your side. I love you too, Mom. I just never knew about you until recently. I always wondered what happened to my parents, thinking did they abandon me or hate me. I just never knew. I guess I just don't know how to really react to all this. It's okay, Sochi, I understand. I will never leave your side again. And we both loved you very much. Never think overwise. Okay, you're a handsome young man. I'm so sorry I couldn't watch you grow up. Sakura wipes away a stray tear from her eyes. The man she loves is holding his mother, something she will never feel again. After her disownment from her parents, she can only wonder how they're both feeling right now, but it makes her happy nonetheless. Just then they hear talking and are joined by the rest of the Uzumakis of Karen, Gale, Tayuya, and Anoka, and the only non-Uzumaki Yukio. All of them freeze upon seeing the heartwarming reunion between mother and son. For Karen and Gale this is a momentous occasion, as Kushina is Karen's aunt and Gale is Kushina and Naruto's royal guard, so seeing them hugging brings smiles to all witnessing the scene. Tayuya, Anoka, Gale and Yukio then see Sakura not knowing about her, but Tayuya then grins as she can now guess what happened with all that noise last night. She then stops smiling as she tries to remember her own mother or father but can't because of the damn cursed seal. Kushina then breaks away from hugging her son and sees the others. She knows Gale, although he's got quite old since then. There are 3 other redheads. They could be Uzumaki, she thinks. The other man is an unknown, but as he's here he must be important. She then looks back at her son. No girls are coming near my son for a few years. I have a lot of catching up to do and want some mother and son bonding time. Naruto scratched his head. Mom, I'm engaged to a few girls already. Sakura-chan is one of them. Plus there are 4 others. She looks at her son, then the girl who was with her son, who smiles shyly at her. The name is familiar but it's unclear at the moment. She then turns back to her son. Why would you have 5 fiancés, son? Gale answers for Naruto. Lady Kushina, it's great that you are awake. There has been many changes for young Master Naruto here. As you are aware, he's of the Uzumaki clan, as are these 3 girls. He's the clan head. Well, was now you're alive, it's confusing. He's also the Uzukage of Uzushio, and as such he has an obligation to restore his clan. Kushina looks confused. She looks at her son, and then Gale. Uzukage. But that's not possible. Uzushio was destroyed. That can't be possible. Uzushio was destroyed 36 years ago. Naruto smiles. It was, but I had it rebuilt over 3 years ago. Luckily I had someone rebuild it like it used to look as he visited Uzushio when he was my age with his parents. She smiles, then gets confused when she doesn't see a leaf headband on him, or any of the others minus Sakura. The others have the Yuzu headband. This makes no sense. Why would he be the Uzukage? Isn't he a ninja of the leaf? But you're a Konoha ninja, aren't you? Naruto shakes his head. When he first returned he would have cursed this village. Sometimes he feels like doing it. Still not anymore, Mom. I was banished from here after a failed retrieval mission years ago. I wandered around for a while, then visited Tsunagakure and found out about my clan and where they came from. Temari, another of my fiancés, helped me find this information out. I then traveled to Yuzu myself. I then visited the land of waves and had Tazuna, the man I just mentioned who visited Yuzu many years ago, come to Yuzu and he helped rebuild it. I then came here to get what was owed to me by this village, and well along the way I interviewed potential wives. Sakura-chan was one of them, along with Ino Yamanaka, Tenten Higurashi, whose father was also an Uzumaki. Plus, like I said, I already arranged to marry Temari and made an alliance with Suna, and from the land of snow, Koki Kazuhana the daimyo. Sakura chuckles. It's now the land of spring, Naruto-kun. Naruto just nods to her. Kushina smiles. Well, I can't wait to visit Uzushio again. But now I think formal introductions are in order. I am the clan matriarch. Karen smiles. I am Karen Uzumaki. I'm Naruto's cousin Aunt Kushina. Tayuya smiles. My name is Tayuya Uzumaki. I don't know if I'm related to any of you. This damn curse seal prevents me from remembering them. Kushina growls at that damn curse seal. Don't worry, I'll get it off you somehow, don't you worry. Anoka then smiles and waves. My name is Anoka Uzumaki. Like Tayuya-chan, I don't know my parents, I was an orphan. Gale smiles. You already know me, so move along. Yukio smiles. It's an honor to meet Lord Naruto's mother. I am Yukio Namikawa. I am Lord Uzumaki and BU Commander. Well, co-commander. Sakura then sighs. My name is Sakura. I'm the apprentice of Lady Tsunade. My surname, well, I don't have one at the moment. I was disowned by my parents. So it's just Sakura at the moment. She giggles. Well, until I marry Naruto-kun, then I'll be Sakura Uzumaki. Kushina nods but wonders why she would have been disowned. Well, hello to all of you. It's nice meeting you and my niece. We will catch up more soon. She then turns to Sakura. Sakura, dear, who are your parents, and why were you disowned? Sakura gets hugged by Naruto, and she smiles at him, then looks at Kushina. My parents were Mabuki and Kazashi Haruno. I was disowned because I love Naruto, and because of the Kyuubi, it killed most of my family the night it attacked. Aunts, uncles, nieces and nephews, grandparents all gone. When the village started calling Naruto-kun a demon, they believed it. Also, they believed he was the Kyuubi reincarnate, so they hated him like everyone else. When he was banished, they were overjoyed, although they would have preferred he was dead. She then looks at Naruto. When me and Naruto were younger, we were on the same genin team. I admit at first we wasn't close, but over time we grew closer. My parents hated that I was on the same team as a murderer, or so they called him. When Naruto-kun was banished, I learned the truth about Naruto-kun's birth in the Kyuubi, and I realized my real feelings for Naruto. Of course, it was years before I saw him. He was 12 when he was banished. Then he came back to the village and I heard about Naruto looking for possible wives, and so I put my name down. My parents found out and demanded I take my name off the list, but I said no, so they disowned me, which was about a week ago. Kushina and the others who didn't know the truth are all shocked. Of course, she told Naruto last night, who just hugs her tighter. For Kushina, she's disgusted as Mabuki was one of her best friends when she was here. Could she really be that messed up in the head? I'll give that bitch a piece of my mind before we leave. She then hugs both Naruto and Sakura. You will be an Uzumaki soon, Sakura. Okay. Naruto smiles. When we leave, which will be as soon as you are able to walk, Sakura-chan will be coming with us. Kushina smiles. Not a problem. So when do I meet these other fiancés of yours? I know your birthday party tonight. Naruto groans, remembering what usually happens on his birthday in this village. I don't really celebrate my birthday. Well, I do now, but being here in this village, my birthday was always hell for me. She smiles. I understand, but I'm sure your friends will want to see you before you leave. Plus, I also want to meet the future brides of my son. That will give me loads of grandkids. Plus, you won't be here for much longer, and you're the Uzukage. They wouldn't dare try anything. Sakura blushed at her soon-to-be mother-in-law's words. Naruto doesn't say anything but just sighs. Fine. But you're right, I won't be here that long. She grins. Okay, well now I think I should get back to breakfast, and your birthday cake. Sakura, being the only doctor here, goes into doctor mode. Mrs. Uzumaki, you have been in a coma for 16 years, you're not fit enough to be rushing around, you need to rest. Kushina looks at her in shock. I'm sorry, but you can't order me around, Sakura. They then all hear actually she can, as can I, you stubborn women. Kushina and the others all see Tsunade standing there by the door as Yukio let her in. Although I am the Hokage, I am also the head doctor in this village, and Sakura as my apprentice is a doctor in her own right and will surpass me soon. So I order you to rest, Kushina. I'm surprised you're still standing as it is. Kushina grins at Dr. I. Sakura, impressive. As for why I'm still standing, I admit I barely am, but it's because I'm an Uzumaki. And we have advanced healing, it's what we do. Naruto smirks. So Kyuubi may not have been the whole reason I healed so quickly. He then gets an idea. Hey mom, do you know Shadow Clone Jutsu? When she nods, he continues. So create a clone to cook, then sit down like Sakura-chan said, you need rest. Kushina pouted at being reprimanded by her son, but just shrugs and creates a clone, then gets led to the couch and sits down while the clone starts on the breakfast and cake. Naruto and Sakura sit next to each other with Kushina sitting the other side of her son. When the others sit down, she turns to Tsunade. So how long until I can walk as normal? Tsunade rubs her chin and thought you could do with some physical therapy. I'd say about a month. That should be good enough to get you to Uzushio Gakure. Naruto sighs. I can't stay here that long, I'm the Uzukage, remember I've kind of been here too long already. I have to leave within the next 3 days. Kushina smiles. I'm leaving when Sochi leaves, and nothing will change that. Tsunade just sighs, stubborn as always, but I see her point. Fine. But you will take it easy, I'll make it in order if I have to, and Sakura will monitor you throughout the journey. Kushina grins. That's fine with me, I'm still weak, and well I think I need a shower. Tsunade nods. I remember the layout of this house, so I'll help you, come on. As soon as Tsunade and Kushina are gone, Tayuya turns to Naruto and Sakura. So I guess that was you two last night, we all heard it, did you two have fun? Kushina shouts downstairs. I hope you two give me grandbabies soon. Naruto and Sakura both blush at the accusation. Mom/Mrs. Uzumaki. They just hear laughing coming from everyone upstairs and downstairs, making Naruto and Sakura even more uncomfortable. They forgot about the clone, who then shouts from the kitchen, I want 2 grandbabies from each woman, try and mix and match also so I can spoil them all rotten. The two said teenagers can't stop blushing, it's uncomfortable as it is. Tayuya then laughs. I'm so glad I'm not one of your fiancés. Although I wouldn't say no if you asked. Naruto just groans. Should have left you in jail. Sakura, although uncomfortable with the situation, giggles. I have no problem with having kids with you someday, Naruto-kun. As for you, Tayuya, why don't you ask him? Naruto groans. She could be family, we find out who her parents are first, then after who knows. He then looks at Sakura. You really mean that, Sakura-chan? Tayuya grins. You mean you're open to it? Cool. Sakura giggles. Yes, I am sure. As I'm sure that Ino would love to also, maybe even Tenten, but after hearing Ino's wet dreams about you, I'm sure she'd want kids with you. Tayuya laughs. I'll have to ask Ino about these wet dreams, maybe get me some ideas. Karen chuckles. They could be quite graphic and funny. Naruto and the rest of the males in the room all facepalm. Sakura just groans. I have heard her, she talks in her sleep. Plus she told me about them in intimate detail. She's a pervert, plain and simple. She then grins. Actually, when she first saw you and Karen, she was jealous of Karen. I guess we all were. Karen chuckles. Really, you were jealous? Naruto-kun's my cousin, so not going to happen, plus he's more of a brother figure than cousin. Naruto grins. Let's hope those perverted sensei of mine don't hear about them. Pervy sage would put them in those damn smut books. The clone of Kushina then calls from the kitchen, who's pervy sage Sochi. Naruto groans. Jiraiya. He trained me for a month during the Chunin exams. He tried making me into a pervert but failed. The clone nods. Good. I'll have to kick his ass when I see him. A short time later Kushina and Tsunade come back downstairs and they all sit down for breakfast with Karen helping her aunt clone dish up breakfast. While they're eating breakfast Karen turns to Sakura. So did you get Naruto-kun a present, or was seducing him your gift? Sakura blushes again. No, not yet, I have to get a kimono also. Karen nods. Yummy also. Plus a gift for my cousin. Tsunade then turns to all the young Uzumaki girls and Sakura. After breakfast why don't you all go shopping for gifts and kimonos if you don't already have some? Plus get Ino and Tenten on it also, maybe even his other friends. They all nod and after breakfast they do just that. Sakura gives Naruto a kiss on the lips before leaving to meet up with Ino and Tenten and the others to go shopping. There is no chance Ino would say no, plus it's for her fiancé.